Is that gray hair? That ain't no gray hair, is it? Oh, we up in this bitch. Uh 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 uh. We up in this bitch. Mm. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Mark Ishmael, Myth Mandy, Dante Drake. What's happening, everybody? I don't think I'm gonna ask you today. My knuckles are just hard. I got working knuckles, man. I got hard sun man working knuckles. Like I swear, I got I got sun man. I got goddamn working hands, man. You don't want no massage from me, man. You don't want no damn massage from me, man. Yeah, man. You don't want no massage from me, man. For sure, for sure. Oh, we got a lot going on, man. Them damn basketball Americans acting up. What's wrong with basketball Americans, man? What's wrong with you damn basketball Americans, man? Hey, y'all me the white man, man. God damn, white man got so much work to do, man. Poor white man. Damn, white man, you got a lot of shit to deal with, man. With these goddamn some people, man. God damn. You goddamn some people don't give you a break, Glider, man. I feel sorry for the white man, man. I feel sorry for the white man, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I feel sorry for the white man. I feel sorry for the white man, man. God damn. Cool cat in the building. What's going on, cool cat? I truly respect your work ethic. Salute. No, I'm not gonna flirt with anyone. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I got a work ethic, man. Yeah, man. My work ethic, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had a I ain't gonna lie, I got a decent work ethic, man. You know, coming here doing this shit I do. School, I don't know, not so much in school, man. I wasn't a big fan of school. I wasn't a big fan of school, man. Said turn up the clip volume. Okay. These damn basketball Americans, man. Basketball America, man. Look at these damn basketball Americans, man. Goddamn Sean Kemp, man. This shit a damn shame, man. This shit is a goddamn shame, man. It's hard being a basketball American, man. We can't catch a break. The media keep making us look bad, man. Why the media keep making us look bad, man? Yeah, America oppressing Sean Kemp, man. Why they doing that, man? Why y'all oppressing Sean Kemp, man? I hate the fact that you Americans are oppressing Sean Kemp, man. I really do fucking hate it, man. Sean Kemp ain't do nothing, man. I mean, not really. Sean Kemp ain't do nothing, man. My man Leroy Honeycutt. Leroy Honeycutt. That's one of my day ones, man. Leroy in the building, man. Leroy used to be the only dude to donate, man. Back when I used to do in the car, man. Who donated? Marco Grande, Leroy, a couple other people would donate. Shiz, man, maybe. But yeah, man, salute to you, man. Leroy Honeycutt, man. Still in the building, man. Still up in this bitch. They're playing basketball. They're playing basketball. What these gliders gonna do with y'all? Hey, gliders, man, what y'all gonna do, man? What y'all gonna do with these some people, man? The NBA thugged out. The black analysts are mad because the white player is winning the MVP. Shit, they better not let that white boy win the slam dunk contest next year. Shit, it's gonna be hell to play, man. All we got is basketball, man. Y'all try to take basketball from us, man. Some man started to get a little territorial, man. Some man getting a little territorial, man, because y'all starting to take basketball from us, man. This is why we acting out, man. We acting out like this, man, because Nikolai Joker, man, he keep winning the MVP, man. We starting to get a little territorial, man. The natives getting restless, man. They're playing basketball. They're playing basketball. Let me drop this link, man. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to everybody, man, watching, man. Salute to the whole Arc Nation, man. Salute to the nation, man. One nation under a groove. Getting down just for the son of it. One nation, we're gonna move. Nothing can stop us now. Oh, link is in the chat, man. Link is in the description box. Link is in. Salute to everybody watching on Rumble, man. AP, man, please tell me your mic is doing good today, man.
Testing one, two, three. Hopefully it'll last.
I can't hear you, AP.
Testing one, two, three. Can you hear me now?
Are you there, AP? AP?
Still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, your mic is. God damn.
Okay, let me log out and come back.
We gonna start calling you R2D2, man. We about to start calling AP R2D2, man. What's going on, Wyoming, man?
Not much, man. Having me a big bowl of ice cream.
Oh man, that's wonderful, man. Hey, man,
It's
that's
2 degrees outside, so it ain't gonna melt.
2 degrees. My God, my God.
But it's not snowing.
Yeah, but it's 2 degrees. I'm a sun man, man. I can't do it. What's up, R2D2? R2D2, what's up, man?
Back again. How's this sound?
Yeah, you good, man. You sound great, man. What's going
There
on?
we go, much better.
What's
Still working
going
on my
on?
time machine.
Yeah,
Trying to go
man.
back in time, man.
Well, are you familiar with the John Morant situation in the NBA?
Now, I heard you speak on a little bit about how he got in trouble, but I mean, what can we say? I mean, so many of the basketball players, they just, I don't know, with all the money, you would think they would do better, but
They're
here we are.
blaming that on his youth, though, AP. And now we got a basketball veteran. This guy right here older than me, man. This basketball American right here is older than me. Sean Kemp. You remember Sean Kemp back in the day?
Yes, I remember him. Yeah.
He just got caught with a drive-by shooting, man. Let me not a victim. He was the actual shooter. Um let me read the story to you. Sean Kemp arrested after alleged drive-by shooting. Former NBA star Sean Kemp was arrested following an alleged drive-by shooting Wednesday in Washington State. TMZ Sports has confirmed. According to Tacoma PD, an altercation between two cars broke out around 2 p.m. So this is broad daylight, which resulted in shots being fired in the shopping mall parking lot. Cops say one car fled the scene and a gun was recovered. No injuries were reported. 53-year-old Sean Kemp, a six-time All-Star, was booked for felony drive-by shooting at 5:58 p.m. and is still in custody at the Pierce County Jail, according to records. For your information, drive-by shooting is a Class B felony which carries up to 10 years in prison. Kemp, aka the Rain Man, was the 17th overall pick in the 1989 draft and played for the Seattle Supersonics, Cleveland Cavaliers, Portland Trailblazers, and Orlando Magic. Over the course of his 14-year career, averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds a game, the former big man has been at the forefront of the push to bring an NBA franchise back to Seattle. Kemp previously was arrested on two drug-related incidents in 2005 and 2006. He has since ventured into the cannabis industry, opened a dispensary in 2020. There you have it, AP. Um, Basketball Americans, man.
Well, with his behavior, he'll fit right in with Seattle. Have you seen Seattle recently?
Yeah,
With all the crime and also the rampant running in the stores, just outright stealing. And I think they've legalized some drugs there. So the drug addicts have just taken over the cities of Seattle and Portland. It's just a mess. So he'll fit right in.
yeah. So, Bill, do you remember this guy?
I didn't follow basketball a lot.
Oh, okay.
I played it in school, but I didn't follow it a lot, like the pros and stuff. After Bird quit playing, I mean, I
Okay.
was, of course, everybody was a
Oh,
Larry
so you
Bird
like
fan.
Larry Bird because you're white, so you racist, man.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
in
You
the
ain't.
it's in the it's in the by writings there that you have to like Larry Bird. So,
Oh,
and I'm
God.
Irish, so it's like a double thing.
Oh, oh, you're Irish. Huh? That explains a lot. All right. Um. So yeah, man. Salute, man. Let's see. What are we gonna do here, man? What are we gonna do with these basketball Americans, man? We got thugged out 23-year-olds and thugged out 53-year-olds, man. There's no solutions, man. None. Got no solutions.
And it doesn't sound like this guy is one of these broke people either that blew all his money. He's got business investments, that kind of stuff going for him. So
Nah,
there's a lot more to this story, I bet.
yeah,
I
nah,
don't think it's as simple.
yeah, he's actually um very very he was actually a very very good basketball player. That's the thing about it. Usually the ones that are
Well,
really
yeah, if you
good
got
like that,
six-time All-Star,
yeah,
that's putting up some numbers.
yeah, it's like when you're that good, it's usually not. We don't usually see those guys getting into that much trouble, but hey, man, it is what it
Well, his
is.
problem is too is in the time he played, he was surrounded by savages
Yeah,
that
no
put up
doubt,
big numbers.
no doubt. I mean, he was a great player. Oh, we got oh God, we got a bunch of fucking problems out of the Suns, man. The Suns are giving us a lot of problems, man. Let's start here, man. I think this is a good place to start. Salute to everybody, man. Make sure you hit the PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, support the channel. Jimmy Iovine says, "Do people get on the panel just using a cell phone?" I don't know how it works. I've never used the cell phone. I don't. I really
That's how
don't
I
get
do
on
it.
panels. I just get on. I'm just the host, so all I really know is from my end. But Bill just said he got on the panel using the cell phone. So there you go.
And
There
I'm a
you have.
moron.
He's Irish, man. So he actually that's a feat, man.
And
Um
my home computer was an Atari, so
yeah, man. There you go. Um let's let, let's see let's see what's going on here in LA. What trouble's being stirred up, man? What trouble is stirred up, man? And I remember the poll last night. The Mexican mafia was allegedly supposed to be more dangerous than the Sun Man. Um, so we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna get into all that tonight, man. Salute to everybody.
The mother of a Santa Ana fifth grader says her daughter was racially bullied verbally and physically by another student. She claims school officials are not doing enough. The mother and daughter
Man.
spoke with our Jessica De Nova, who has this report.
They have not done anything for my fifth grade daughter.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You talk about a tension horn. Really? This what we doing?
how much junk is in that trunk? Holy shit.
Man, that's not a trunk. That's a chest, man. She got two chests. She got a chest in the front and a chest in the back. God, dog. She working with some some yang, make a nigga want yang.
Set your drink on that thing and it'd walk across the room on you.
Why would you, 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 drop it like it's hot. Shit. Hey.
And then look at you and go, my eyes are up here.
Ak, you're judging her by European standards. So stop.
I am. Shit, I'm
Yes.
judging her by Jamunda standards, man.
Remember, she's not overweight. She's body positive.
Yeah, man. Her body is very positive, man. I give her I'm very hopeful about her body, man. Salute to my man Steve S, man, coming through once again, man, with the Cash App. My man Steve S is becoming an Ock Nation All Star, man. Salute to Steve S, man. Salute to Antoine W with the Cash App, man. Salute to you, Antoine. Um, yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He working with some thang gang. Thang gang. TCT says, good evening, knocking panel. Have y'all seen JJ Redick, Newt Kendrick Perkins for race baiting the NBA MVP race on First Take? It's If not, it's hilarious and worth a look. Yeah, we did that. We may get to that a little later, man, if I got some time. There's so much stuff going on, man. I kind of wanted to talk about that, but damn, fucking Sean Kemp just pulled the drive by me. I mean, these basketball Americans, man, they don't give you enough time to cover all these stories, man. It's crazy, man.
I wonder if she went south of the border and had that work done. There's no way that's natural.
No, that's natural, Jack. That's natural, man. It's called steatopygia, man, or caliphagia. It's a condition that women in sub-Saharan Africa have. Steatopygia. I'm gonna put it in the let me just go ahead and show you guys. It's called it's uh let me see. Let me look it up for you, Steve. Here we go. Here we go. You're working with some thing. Dang, man, you want dang. Wine and rain. Steatopygia. Okay, steatopygia is the state of having substantial levels of tissue on the buttocks and thighs. This build is not confined to the gluteal regions, but extends to the outside and front of the thighs and tapers to the knee, producing a curvilinear figure. Steatopygia, a genetic characteristic leading to increased accumulation of adipose tissue in the buttocks region, is most notably, but not solely, found among Khoisan of southern Africa. It has also been observed among Pygmies of Central Africa and the Andamese people. The Andamese people are Southeast Asia, such as the Ongi tribe in the Andaman Islands. This genetic characteristic is prevalent among women, but occurs to a lesser degree in men. Okay? Among the Khoisan, it begins in infancy and is fully developed by the time of the first pregnancy. Okay? So this is
Is that a thing or just something that thick people made up to have an excuse?
You say what?
Is that a real thing or something just that kind of thick people made up?
No, it's
to
a
feel good about
condition.
themselves.
It's a condition.
So it's not fat; it's some other kind of tissue.
Yeah. It's a condition, and it's also known as caliphagia. I think what do they call? What do they call it? Caliphagia, whatever.
Yeah, it's very distinctive with the Hottentot and those tribal
Yeah,
people. Because remember
exactly.
that I forgot the one they brought here to
Yeah,
America and they put on display and actually dissected her body. And if you look at certain tribes in Africa, they have certain various different shapes. If you look at a lot of the Ethiopian women, they have
oh,
they have
whew.
a horrible shape where their bottom is like rounder and bigger than their top. They have the same thing, and they also
You
have a
call that
problem.
horrible? Ethiopia, some man love the Ethiopian shape. You call that horrible?
But what
Watch your
happens
mouth,
is,
man.
by having a shape like that, they have what a lot of times problems with having children with a prolapsed uterus. So it's a very common, in certain tribes. And if you look at even in, for example, in Kenyan tribes, the Maasai people, their shapes are totally different than the other Kikuyu people. They're very
That's them
tall,
guys
they're
that
very
like to
slim.
jump.
Well, they're
That's
very
those guys
tall and they're very
that
slender.
like to jump. Yeah, they're the highest jumpers in the world or something.
Well, even among European people, there are different shapes because you look at a lot of the Slavic people, they tend to be a lot more on the heavier side than your Nordic Europeans who tend to be taller and a lot thinner. So there's a difference. There's a genetic
Yeah, all throughout
point
the
behind it. Right,
even amongst the races, there's a lot of
right.
diversity. Salute, yeah. This woman, that woman has I think she has steatopagia. Uh, this mom, but she's she's just trying to get attention because black kids bully each other all the time. The bullying in the black school is so bad, it's unspeakable, man. The things that kids did to me when I was younger, and the things I did to other kids, it's unspeakable. I mean, listen, being bullied as a son kid in Sunistan, a lot of people lie about it. A lot of people lie about getting bullied because Sunistan, you ain't supposed to take no L's. Sunistan, we come from a real macho culture. But I mean, I bullied and I got bullied, so I can't really talk about it. Some people who probably only got bullied and didn't really bully other people, it might be hard for them to talk about it. But oh my God, if I just talk about the things I did to people, to other little kids, God, it's just insane. It's just such a terror. And I'm talking about verbal and mental abuse too. I'm not just talking about physical abuse. I'm talking about breaking them down psychologically, to feel bad about themselves. But
We tried to do that to our teachers.
yeah,
And
no,
we cracked one. She went to the nut house, and I actually kind of felt bad about that because she had a stroke later.
wow, yeah, I mean that we do that too though, but it's just crazy that the bullying that goes on in black schools is just so bad. And she's out doing this protest. The one time a white kid bullied the black kid.
The mother of a Santa Ana fifth grader says her daughter was racially bullied verbally and physically by another student. She claims school officials are not doing enough. The mother and daughter spoke with our Jessica De Nova, who has this report.
They have not done anything for my sixth grade daughter.
This mother says after feeling ignored, she's left with no choice but to demonstrate outside her daughter's school in Santa Ana and pull her 10-year-old out of the school district.
They're sweeping underneath the rug.
Jasmine Harris is talking about an incident.
Tattoos on her chest, weave. But hey, man, I wonder where the father is. I'll give her a break. Let's see where the father is. And listen, I'm not here to judge her as a person, but it's always the same story. You know what I'm saying? And she's crying out for attention, and she's incurring attention. I didn't peek through her window. I didn't fucking find her phone and fucking go through her fucking text. She's out in front of her daughter's school with a fucking bullhorn blocking traffic.
With the skin tightest pants you could ever buy.
Exactly.
She's left with no choice but to demonstrate outside her daughter's school in Santa Ana and pull her 10-year-old out of the school district.
They're sweeping underneath the rug.
Jasmine Harris is talking about an incident on March 1st at Santiago Elementary School. Her fifth grader Paris Barnes was playing with her friends at lunchtime when she says a classmate whipped a jump rope towards her and told her, quote, "Get back to work, you slave."
It was very disrespectful.
Okay. And that's really bad. And yeah, it sucks. That sucks. But ma'am, at least 90% of the murders in every city are done by you motherfuckers. Drive-by shootings and shit, robberies, carjackings. It's all you people.
But let's be honest, though. I mean, with kids, if you could count how many times kids say nasty things to each other, I mean, come on.
God damn.
As a kid, I remember being sent to bed early and just wishing hateful shit on my parents.
Yeah.
You're a kid. It's going to be rough. You'll get over it. You'll get through it.
And
You'll
to
be
be
all
honest,
right.
these are probably a bunch of girls. So you know it's really nasty.
Oh, and girls could get way
Yeah,
nasty.
worse than boys.
Yeah, boys, it gets to a point, and then you just throw hands.
Yeah.
And, but girls, they get into fucking plotting and psychological warfare and try to fuck your stepdad or something crazy.
Yeah, this is too much, man. She must, you know what happened? What I think is going on? This woman put her kid in a school away from sons. She got her kid away from sons.
Well, yeah, because now all these libtard school people are probably tripping over themselves trying to get this girl sponsored to go to their school.
I would probably think that this woman sent her kid to a private school thinking, okay, now that we're away from the Sunistan, we shouldn't have these type of problems. And now that something's going wrong, she's probably like, oh shit, what the fuck? It stings more because in Blackistan, I'm telling you, this would be nothing. They would
Well,
be
if that was
about
a black girl excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
If it was a black girl that swung the rope, that's one thing. But if it's a white girl,
it's not a black girl.
Yeah,
it can't be a
white
black
kid,
girl if they're doing this.
Little Becky.
And it might have been an ombrita, but here's the thing. Black kids talk about your lips, your hair, you nappy headed, your mama. Black kids, the stuff we talk about is adult. In first grade, we were talking about each other's mamas in graphic ways, talking about each other's we were evil in first grade. So I just think that this woman probably sent her kid to a glider school, and she knows that they'll care. If this is, and that's one thing we do with you gliders. We know y'all care, and we know that y'all will do something about. Y'all will fix wrongs. Y'all will right wrongs. Y'all will make things fair. You guys will pull
cater to
people
people's
up.
feelings.
Yeah, we know that some people are doing that shit. So when we get around y'all, we the first thing that goes wrong, we whining and flailing and shit and trying to get your attention to show you that, because you can make up for all the years and years that our feelings were ignored and our requests were ignored and our pain was ignored, and there was no empathy or compassion given us to in our time of pain. So we try to make up for that shit by dealing with y'all.
And no
is that
equity.
San Diego, California, or Lake Forest, California?
This is Orange County.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So 55% Hispanic, 24 white, 3% black.
So this was probably on Brita. Wow.
Santa Ana and pull her 10-year-old out of the school district.
Santana Ana, what's the name of the school? It's the Santa Ana Unified School District. Let me see.
Mother and daughter spoke with our Jessica De Nova, who has this report.
It said Santiago Elementary School.
Okay.
This mother says after feeling ignored, she's left with no choice but to demonstrate outside her daughter's school in Santa Ana and pull her 10-year-old out of the school district.
They're sweeping underneath the rug.
Jasmine Harris is talking about an incident on March 1st at Santiago Elementary School. Her fifth grader Paris Barnes was playing with her friends at lunchtime when she says a classmate whipped a jump rope towards her and told her, quote, "Get back to work, you slave."
It was very disrespectful, and I just felt really hurt inside.
Mom says she's not satisfied with the response from administrators on campus or staff
God.
with the Santa Ana Unified School
All right,
District.
kill the child.
Harris has taken to social media demanding answers. She wants to know whether the other fifth grader is being disciplined.
I want the little boy to get expelled. I want them to do something about this.
Harris
Damn. No compassion. What the
Now she wants that little boy executed.
Right.
Now, okay, so there's a Santiago in Santa Ana, California, and it's 91% Hispanic and less than 1% black.
So Umbritos probably did it to her, more than likely.
Yeah.
I'm betting.
Yeah.
But to think that a child should be
And it's
expelled
some little boy
because
that said it. He's probably hot for the girl.
No, but my thing about it is this. You have this expectation that a child's supposed to be expelled because they said something to her. He didn't threaten her. He didn't put his hands on her. He didn't pull her hair. And you want him expelled?
Yep.
What is wrong with her?
Because
Didn't
that's
strike the
entitlement.
child with the jump rope. Nothing.
That's entitlement. That's the entitlement of being a son person.
Well, if they
this
want
school-
police fired for putting someone in handcuffs while they're screaming, "I can't breathe," even if they can breathe easily, you know? So, what do you say?
Yeah, this is this school right here is wow, 90. Wow, it's literally 1%, less than 1% is black. Less than 1% of the school. They have more Asians, 2% of the population, than they have blacks. So her daughter goes to a school where it's 1% black.
And it's a
And
4 out of 10.
Exactly. So that shows you only a 4 out of 10. That means that it's on Britos. If it was 4 out of 10, if it was 91% gliders, it'd be like a 6 or a 7. But wow.
And why is she dressed like she's a fucking stripper? That's real classy.
She wants, because that's how she dresses all the time. She's trying to find a stepfather. She's trying to find a stepfather for her daughter, man. And she gonna find one.
is being disciplined.
I want the little boy to get expelled. I want them to do something about this.
Harris tells Eyewitness News because the other student involved is a minor. She went to the Orange County District Attorney's Office to press charges against him, hate crime and attempt.
What?
What?
Are you serious?
Oh, her daughter needs to be expelled. Get her out of that school. She needs to be expelled because, my thing about it is, okay, say for instance, you're this uptight, your daughter's disrespected. Why not just have a meeting, say, hey, I'd like to have a meeting with the parents. We sit down and talk, have them apologize and move on. It seems like some people are just in that sense of entitlement, especially from some women. It's disgusting. This is terrible.
The glider side coming out of your AP.
They'll give somebody an inch and they'll take a mile. It's the same thing as giving a dummy a piece of string and he wants to be a cowboy.
I mean, the district attorney, they have real crimes in that area. They have break-ins, they have robberies, they have murders. How is it that somebody's right? And this is the insecurity part that when we talk to gliders and we try to tell them how black women instill insecurity in their own daughters before anybody else does, this is it.
And in all their children,
Right, but especially daughters. That's why we have to have a natural hair care amendment. That's why we have to have natural hair.
Act, and all that
right, the Crown Act, the Black Skin Act, the Skin Color Act, and all this. I mean, the Weave Act, whatever. But this is just dumb. Never mind.
This right here is a cry for attention, and it's also a manipulation, because she knows that since these people aren't son people, that she's banking on the fact that they're gonna kowtow to her wishes, and they're gonna fucking acquiesce to her wishes. She knows goddamn well she went to some damn sun school and somebody did some shit like that or something equivalent. We was grabbing little girls' butts. I remember Freaky Friday. I can't believe nobody remembers Freaky Friday. We had Freaky Friday where every Friday at lunchtime, man, we would chase the girls around and grab their little butts. And it was a free for all because it was Friday. It was Freaky Friday. We got, you know what I'm saying? And we would just go around filling butts all day, man, on the playground everywhere. And couldn't wait for Freaky Friday, man. This is like first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. This is young shit. Fights, brutal fights. I'm talking about brutal fights for little kids, man. She knows that she's only doing this because these are sons.
He wants
these
to know
aren't
whether
sons.
the other fifth grader is being disciplined.
I want the little boy to get expelled. I want them to do something about this.
Harris tells Eyewitness News because the other student involved is a minor. She went to the Orange County District Attorney's Office to press charges against him, hate crime, and attempted assault on a minor. A spokesperson with the OCDA's office says they can't comment on cases involving a juvenile. Other parents among about a dozen protesters Monday expressing dissatisfaction with how bullying is handled at Santiago.
They see that so many kids involved and there's nothing being done about it.
There's clearly a systematic issue.
The school district superintendent says his staff are working to sit down with and make both families part of a solution, pointing to a formal independent investigation underway.
My heart goes out to Paris, to the young lady, and I just, I want to make sure that she feels she gets the support that the student needs, but also making sure that we also provide the support so this doesn't happen again.
I'm not really comfortable going back to school because I don't know if he'll do it again because no one really said if he was going to be in that much trouble.
We asked the school district.
Oh, so she understands that if there's no consequences, she understands that this is that's crazy.
But you'll go back to a school after someone gets beat bloody at a son's school, and you go right back to school and say, "Oh, well, it's just it. That's how it is."
Man, listen. At son's school, someone gets beat bloody. That kid doesn't even get suspended. If you weren't there, like when it happened, you might hear about it. Scuttlebutt goes throughout the school, but you wouldn't even know. It doesn't change the course of the day. There's no assembly. There's no lockdown. Fights, brutal fights, especially if they're 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 or something like that. Those don't even fucking bleep on the radar if you're not there witnessing it, or you're not in the classroom, or you're not friends with the people that's doing it. Those are just non-events in a sun school.
I got called names. I got my ears flicked. Wow. I was there every day. And one day when they flicked my ears, I pushed him down off the bleachers, and I got suspended for that day.
Yeah.
Just for pushing him away for flicking my ears. Seriously.
Kids are going to be kids, man. And this little girl's so lucky to not be in a sun school. She couldn't handle it. This little girl couldn't make it. I'm so happy for this little girl because she seems like a very smart little girl. She's very very articulate. She's very thoughtful, and I hope her mother can find some sugar daddy or something and get her into a private school, maybe with white kids, because if she goes to school with a bunch of white kids, if anything happens, there's less likely for these things to happen to her than it is in a school full of hombritos.
But the thing about it is this really shameful about this whole situation is these are the same women who don't want son kids who go out and murder and rob people charged as adults.
Exactly.
But you want to get a young kid, ruin his school record, to get him expelled because he says something to your daughter and you have an attitude.
That's what I was going to say. If you took and made up a fake charge list and went to that woman and said, okay, here's what we're going to do to this 10-year-old boy. All right, we're going to expel him. He's not going to be able to go to school. He's going to have to homeschool. Then when he turns 18, we're going to make him register as a sex offender, for the rest of his life and is not allowed to go to college on grants or anything else. Is that enough, ma'am?
She still wouldn't
What
be
do you think her
satisfied.
response would be?
She wants him strung up by his thumbs in the town square.
Shit, man. These people, man, I tell you, man, you gliders are. This is what Scott Adams was talking about. This school is 1% son. 1% son, and you got this shit.
Other parents among about a dozen.
You got this shit. You got her outside with a fucking bullhorn screaming at traffic. Imagine how fucking bad that's making everybody in the school look. That's making this place. If I drove past, I'd be like, God, that's a dreadful place full of evil people that are doing bad things to children.
Well, and who the hell are these other people? Are these like aunts and uncles in the background filming and shit? Or
she's besmirching the integrity and the character of every administrator in that school. She's painting with a broad brush that they're all just terrible people that don't care about children. And she's screaming it from the highest mountaintop. It's just insane that this is what they do. And here's the thing: if her daughter got hit with a stray bullet by some pookie shooting at some other pookie over like $5, she would be like, I forgive. We just gotta stop this. I forgive whoever did it, and we just gotta stop this.
She forgives them before the blood droplets hits the pavement.
And that's part of the problem too, is she has poisoned the mind of that little girl.
Yeah, this little girl's gonna grow up and be a fucking activist.
Because I don't know if he'll do it again because no one really said if he was going to be in that much trouble.
We asked the school district whether they're taking disciplinary action against the other student, but we're told they cannot make that information public. Reporting in Santa Ana, Jessica Tanova, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Christ, man. Oh, shit. Y'all are exhausting, man. Jesus Christ. Y'all some people just wear you out. Y'all wear people out, man. Like, damn. Can America get a break from y'all? Jesus Christ. Golly, man. Shit. Y'all fucking, I don't know what to say, man. Y'all just, it's like, God, man, stop. Just stop it. Stop it, son, people. Let me move along, man.
Like I said, it's probably some little boy that thought she was cute. I remember being a little kid, and if you had a crush on a girl for some reason, guys would knock her books out of her hand or something stupid.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
definitely. Without a doubt.
Yeah. There's no malicious. I doubt
News
that
tonight,
there's any malicious
development in the
intent.
last.
I mean, the Ombrito black situation in LA is a little unique. Like the Ombritos do, push the blacks out of neighborhoods, and they terrorize the blacks to get them out of their neighborhoods. And they are very aggressive towards the blacks out there. And the blacks, even though they talk about all gangs and Crips and Bloods, the Crips and Bloods are terrified of those Ombrito gangs out there.
What school do you think is safer to attend as a student, the Ombrito school or the black school?
I mean, it's still going to be the Ombrito school, I think.
News tonight, a major development in the last hour or so from today's fatal shooting of a 21-year-old woman on the northwest side.
The WGN's Alyssa Donovan live in Belmont Cragen with details on this. Alyssa.
Yeah, Ray and Lourdes, we know now that woman who was shot and killed in Belmont Cragen earlier this afternoon. The medical examiner has released her name. She is 21-year-old Genesis Escobar, and she was pregnant at the time of the shooting. Police also say that she may have been involved in a robbery when the shooting happened. 21-year-old Genesis Escobar was shot and killed in the Belmont Cragen neighborhood on Monday afternoon.
Remember her from the other day?
Yeah, that's the one that you were all upset about.
And
Crying about the waste of the genetic material.
People were trying to say that it was some big, like, fucking mafia shit. Nah, this little chick was trying to rob somebody. Because remember, they threw the money on her. So I was like,
yeah, right. That was the money girl.
Escobar was shot and killed in the Belmont Cragen neighborhood on Monday afternoon. Around 1 p.m., gunshots were fired near the corner of West Montana Street and North Laramie Avenue near Iris Alvarez's building. Chicago police say Escobar was shot in the shoulder, back, and hand while inside a vehicle.
After the shots were heard, my daughter looked out the window.
Alvarez's daughter.
Man, that's a rough. She looked like Al Pacino, man. She literally looked like Al Pacino when he played Scarface, man.
Out the window.
Alvarez's daughter watched from the window as the driver of a car pulled a woman out of the passenger side and left her in the street before driving away.
And then they threw a bunch of money on top of her.
When Alvarez came downstairs to help the woman, they discovered it was Escobar. Escobar was transported to Illinois Masonic Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Her baby did not survive. People who live in the neighborhood were shocked to learn about the deadly shooting.
Kind of surprised to see this happen. It's a quiet neighborhood most of the time.
And police do not have any offenders in custody at this time. Area detectives are investigating. Reporting live at the 25th Police.
Yeah, that's crazy. They still don't have nobody in custody. I mean, I get it. She's fucking piece of shit, but damn, they know what happened, but they don't have anybody in custody.
Well, yeah, they might have it on film, but they don't really know, who the players are, and she ain't talking, so.
Developing right now, we're working to learn more about a man being investigated by police in 2 states. This is 22-year-old Xavier Yarbo. He was arrested in Mississippi for rape less than a week ago. The Atlanta native is wanted in Fulton County after failing to show up for court in a rape case. He was first arrested in Atlanta for rape and aggravated sexual battery back in 2019. He was released a month later on bond and then indicted in May of 2022. About 2 months ago, a Fulton County judge put a hold on Yarbo's case when he failed to appear in court. A university official confirmed to 11 Alive
he's been out on the streets since January 24th, 2020, after being indicted on rape.
Racking up more rape victims.
What a great country, man. My God. The damage a serial rapist can do in one night. Imagine.
This guy's been out for 2 years.
He's been out for 3 years and some change.
Got transferred to Jackson State University in Mississippi. In the last 24 hours, we learned he has been accused of 2 more rape cases in Mississippi.
So if there's this one and now it's 2 more, I guarantee you that's not it.
Oh, no, there's no fucking way he doesn't have more in the closet.
Who knows whether he has any bodies as well?
Right, yeah, he could have killed 400 of them.
Because rape does lead to murder, because a lot of times the woman sees you or you want to get away because rape can lead to murder quickly, man. But yeah, I'm sure he probably has a body or 2 in there, man. Wow. And he's been home since January of 2024 after being arrested for rape.
And police tell us he is facing 2 counts of statutory rape with bonds set at $1 million per victim.
WWL-TV. This is the Eyewitness News at 6.
It's just a very frightening situation that I'm getting very tired of.
A teenager is in the hospital after one in custody after an early morning shooting in New Orleans. Good evening.
Salute to Genetic Freak. He says, I'm here in SoCal, and everybody be on the litigation hustle. You might get sued by a glider for using the sun word with another sun man in a private conversation. That sun rat is just looking for a check. I believe that. I can believe that. Salute to Rasta C74. Oh wow, my man from New York City, man. Rikers Island, man. Repping that Rikers Island. Yikes. He says $5 challenge. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Salute, man. $5 challenge, man. Salute, man. We going hard, man. We gonna get into the Haiti thing and the Breonna thing in a minute, man. I just want to warm y'all up, man. It's a lot going on in Sunistan, man. A lot. It's so much going on. I can't listen. Every day, I can't even get to 5% of it every day. These are just everyone talks about, oh man, you be live for 5 hours or 3-4 hours. That's only 5% of what happened that day in Blackistan, man. Salute to Ben Trey, man. Salute to Ben Trey, man, with the $5 challenge, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Salute to Man Bear Bull Shark. Taking the $5 challenge. Says, evening peeps, evening perps, hide your wives, hide your kids. Yeah, man.
WWL-TV. This is the Eyewitness News at 6.
It's just a very frightening situation that I'm getting very tired of.
A teenager is in the hospital after one in custody after an early morning shooting in New Orleans. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. It happened in the St. Rock neighborhood where people are just frankly fed up with the violence, especially involving kids.
Mike McDaniel spoke with neighbors.
Especially involving son kids.
And explains what police are trying to piece together.
At 4:45, I heard gunshots from an automatic. And then a few minutes later, I heard pow, 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 pow from something that was not automatic.
Some folks in the St. Rock neighborhood had a sudden wake up Tuesday morning.
These people, they don't deserve this. You know, you're ducking and hiding. One of my neighbors is under the bed.
This woman, who only wants to be identified as Miss Deborah, lives next to the 2200 block of St. Rock Avenue, where New Orleans police were trying to put together a crime puzzle.
Our officers responded quickly to the scene and discovered a young juvenile suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the body.
Police say the boy was 14 and taken to the hospital. As of Tuesday afternoon, he was in stable condition. Another teen was put in handcuffs and questioned by police.
2 doors down from where we found the victim that was suffering from gunshot wounds, we located a stolen vehicle that may possibly be related to this investigation.
Eyewitness News video shows what appears to be a gun taken from the back of that car. Next to an evidence marker, another gun was near where the teen was found.
This shit makes the mafia documentaries I used to watch, because I love watching mob documentaries. Man, those mobsters weren't shit compared to these fucking 14-year-old son kids, man.
Now these kids are dropping pistols out of every pocket.
And I really wish it could stop.
From her porch nearby, Crystal Gramillion thinks about her own kids every time she hears of another shooting.
So all I do is just pray and ask God to be with them and protect all of them at all time, and my grandchildren.
Tuesday's shooting is just the latest involving kids. Last month, an accidental shooting left a 15-year-old dead, also on St. Rock Avenue. Last Thursday night, a 14-year-old boy was shot and killed on Lesseps Street in the neighboring St. Claude neighborhood.
Think about if in like a couple of months, 3 15-year-olds, 3 kids under 15 had just been killed in like your little area. Not like your city.
From bullets. Not like hit by a car or...
Yeah. But like in your little area, like just from where you walk to the corner store and back, that little area. Or from from your house to your ride to the grocery store, in that little area, and that's every black community. I know that's DC. I know that's Baltimore. That's every fucking neighborhood in Blackistan. This is the case. This is the case in every fucking neighborhood in Blackistan.
Was near where the teen was found.
It's sad, and I really wish it could stop.
From her porch nearby, Crystal Gramillion thinks about her own kids every time she hears of another shooting.
So all I do is just pray and ask God to be with them and protect all of them at all time, and my grandchildren.
Tuesday's shooting is just the latest involving kids. Last month, an accidental shooting left a 15-year-old dead, also on St. Roch Avenue. Last Thursday night, a 14-year-old boy was shot and killed on Lesseps Street in the neighboring St. Claude neighborhood.
Whatever it is, whoever it is that they feuding with, they don't care. They just murder like there's nothing to it.
It just seems to be a hopeless situation.
Okay. Salute to MILF Mandy. She says, just taking the challenge, like and donate. Yeah, man, appreciate you. Salute to Hot. He says, I did that. Y'all need to do it too. Yeah, y'all need to do it too, man. Y'all new people, man. We should have like 10, 15 new names on the board, man. People we never seen before taking the challenge, man.
And shout out to Stephanie McCoy. Her granddad died. So
oh yes.
she's a
R.I.P.
moderator.
to Steph's granddad, man. Man, I'm sure he lived a long, fruitful life, man.
91, she said. So that's a pretty good run.
Man, that's a great run, man. Shit, man. Hey, man, 91. Whew. Hey, man. I mean, 91. Whoo. I mean, come on now. This woman seems to think it's hopeless, man. I've been telling y'all there are no solutions for a while. This woman thinks it's hopeless. I think she agrees with me.
It just seems to be a hopeless situation.
And that's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate because it's happening over and over and over and closer and closer and closer together.
Never knowing when bullets will fly, neighbors are worried for their own safety.
It's frightening that it's so close to home, and I know a lot of people say this, but I'm tired of living here.
A place that's always been home, but no longer feels like it. Mike McDaniel, Eyewitness News.
Police still haven't.
Yeah, of course they don't have nobody in custody. Of course, we know. We know there's nobody in custody. Okay. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, man. Let's get to the
Tonight, we are hearing from the wife of an American who survived a kidnapping in Mexico. 2 Americans were killed and 2 others are safe in a U.S. hospital.
CBS 2's Dick Brennan has more on what happened to them and how so many Americans put themselves at risk.
Well, Maurice and Christine, authorities suspect that the 4 were fired upon by members of a drug cartel and then taken in a case of mistaken identity. They believe when the cartel realized they had snatched American tourists, they dropped the 2 surviving victims off at a medical facility. Latavia McGee and Eric Williams are back on American soil. They were found in a stash house outside the city of Matamoros, Mexico, after gunmen moved them from multiple locations to avoid capture. They were taken to a hospital where they're recovering. Williams was shot in the leg but is expected to survive. His wife, Michelle, says she spoke to him by phone.
To hear his voice, it was just a lot of crying. My son was there, and my son just wanted to hear his voice. And then he had to go because he was going into the hospital.
The group had left South Carolina last week for the more than 1,300-mile trip to Mexico. McGee, Williams, along with friends Shaheed Woodard and Zindell Brown, traveled to Matamoros so McGee could have cosmetic surgery. But they apparently got caught up in a shootout between rival drug gangs. Here you see McGee being forced into the back of a pickup truck. Woodard and Brown were killed.
You have to keep in mind that those are drug routes that the cartels protect with their lives.
More than 1 million Americans traveled to Mexico last year for things like medical procedures.
Okay, so what they're saying is that these people were presumed by the Mexican cartels to be
somebody that they weren't.
Haitians. They were thought to be Haitians. Haitians who were looking to infringe on their territory. These people were presumed to be Haitians, man. They thought they were Haitians. And we know that the Haitians this morning. Remember when the Haitians got kicked out of America? And remember they had those Haitians had not come from Haiti. If y'all remember the whole whipping incident with the Haitian migrants?
Right. Those Haitians a lot of them had lost their jobs during the COVID crisis, and they were actually living in Mexico. They were living in Venezuela, and they were living in all those other areas. They spoke perfect Spanish, but they kept calling them Haitians, but they were not Haitians. A lot of them have been born down in those areas.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So those people were basically Haitians, like first generation Mexicans and like immigrants to Mexico. They were Mexicans the way like the people we see on these stories that can't even hardly speak English, or the bodega owner or whatever, how he's, from fucking American. Those Haitians are Mexicans in that way. They're immigrants. They have their own thugs. And their thugs are in Mexico are doing thuggery too. And it's conflicting with the cartels.
But the thing about it, Ak, is this is a woman who, you've done stories also as well on a number of women who've gone to these third world countries to get these BBLs and all the surgery and wind up dead. She's going down there. What does she need all the surgery for if she can't afford to have it in the United States? She's going down there. She's got young children. It just shows you the selfishness of this woman. And once again,
absolutely, the vanity.
Right, some man gets caught up. He gets killed dealing with another woman's stupidity.
Yep.
And burning money, because she already went down there and we think had a Kanko lift earlier. So she's been burning money down there for a while. So imagine she's going to move to a safer neighborhood, got her children in a better school, something.
But no, they don't think that way. She'll rather spend money on vanity, like you said, vanity, plastic surgery, weaves, nails, and all that. And so if you were to ask her, how much money do you have in your kids' college fund?
None. Oh, they don't even.
No.
Man, some people don't think about. Some people don't even plan their kids. I don't know anybody who's ever planned a kid. Everyone who just somebody got pregnant. I've never heard. Only people I've talked about. Or we're thinking about when Scott finishes grad school, we're gonna travel for 2 years and then have a baby. Like that's like how Gladys is. Some people they just fuck every night and then a baby pop up. And it's like, oh, so-and-so got pregnant.
This morning, 2 surviving Americans back on U.S. soil, 4 days after a nightmare on the streets of Matamoros, Mexico.
The bodies of 2 other U.S. citizens killed in the same incident were also recovered.
A terrifying kidnapping, where video showed gunmen dragging the victims to a pickup after unleashing a deadly barrage of bullets on a van with 4 U.S. citizens inside. Their whereabouts unknown publicly till Tuesday, when officials found them at this small wooden house in a village about 15 miles away. Mexican authorities say they were taken to various places to create confusion and to interrupt the rescue work. The survivors identified by family as Latavia Washington McGee, seen here in an ambulance after being rescued, and Eric James Williams, whose older brother described him as fun-loving, but tough.
You didn't know where your little brother was.
That was very hard. You just want answers. So it was a lot of anxiety.
The family sharing Eric suffered a gunshot wound to his leg, but he's now recovering in a hospital. Williams was
How the
joined
hell were
by
they
McGee.
rescued? I thought they were thrown out of the vehicle by the Mexicans at the hospital.
No.
Is that what they call a rescue?
No, that's not what. You got to pay attention, Bill.
Gunshot wound to his leg, but he's now recovering in a hospital. Williams was joined by McGee, her cousin Shaid Woodard, and friend Zindell Brown on the days-long trip from their homes in South Carolina to Mexico.
All of them have known each other all their lives. They're childhood friends.
A law enforcement official telling NBC News the trip was for a cosmetic medical procedure, and they were likely attacked for being mistakenly identified as Haitian smugglers encroaching on the cartel's turf. Mexican.
Okay, so now you got a lot of black people down in Haiti, man, and some of them is thugging and they moving in on cartel turf and they doing their business. They get their operations up, and the cartel is at conflict with them. So now, as a black person, you don't just there's no assumption that you're an American. I'm sure at one time in Mexico there was probably an assumption that if you were black, and I'm talking about black, I'm not talking about like the half breeds they got down there, that you would do, that's an American, you know. Even though those Haitians are so dark, they got a distinct look to them though. But I guess
But the entire Mexican there's a warning to Americans not even go to Mexico anymore. Even the so-called safe areas like Cancun and Cozumel,
Yeah, but
they have an American.
how many brown people actually get a hold of the State Department and find out if it's safe to do their travel plans? I mean, I do
That
it,
is
but I was
true.
trained. Other people don't.
That is true. But what I was saying is that those are safe areas. So used to be safe areas, but they're warning people not even to go there because they've had shootouts. The cartels, they're at war with each other, you know.
yeah.
So it's not safe.
Yes, it's not. You can tell it's not safe. You can tell but these people, like, it's just like what Scott Adams said, man. Like, even though they have cartels and it's fucked up down there in Mexico, that's them doing their thing amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? Now you introducing some people into the mix, and it's all this bullshit. That's why I'm not for multicultural societies.
This restaurant is serving up Haitian-style fried chicken.
A little onion, garlic, pepper, always delicious.
This popular food stop, however, isn't in Haiti. It's in downtown Tijuana, Mexico.
Many Mexicans come here to eat every day, and also many Americans come to buy food as well.
There are thousands of Haitian nationals in Tijuana. They began arriving 2 years ago in a caravan of some 22,000 people.
God, dog.
That woman is paying a tax to operate that business.
Probably so, but look at these, like, look at all these, because those Mexicans are short and stumpy, man. And then you see all these 6'2", 6'3", fucking long armed sun men just walking by the hundreds, just flooding into your area.
And keep in mind, when the Mexicans throw them out, guess where they're coming to?
Oh yeah, definitely. Here.
Thank you, open borders. Thank you.
Salute the boy Kachina, man. He says, R.I.P. Grandma McCoy, respect the Occitan Nation. Yes. Georgia Swan says, keep donating, people. Thank you for your work. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Listen, man.
This is why I say America is done. If you can hear my voice, people who live in safe areas, Wyoming, man, I'm telling you, if you can, build a wall around Wyoming. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, demographics wise, the Anglo-Saxon gliders are done. Look at the UK. You go to all those places, they're bringing all these third world migrants. I don't care, the Asians too, and they're overpopulating. We have lost this country. I'm sorry to tell you that, people. If you haven't realized that yet, we've lost this country.
I think it'd be better to wall off those 15 or 20 troubled areas.
No, but what they're going to do is, if you don't protect your areas and have the right people there, they're going to force these people upon you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely. Salute to Eric S, man, for the cash app. Salute to my man Ray Wall, man, for the for the PayPal. He says, hardest working brother on YouTube. Don't let him tell you the Sun Man is lazy. Yeah, man, Sun Man ain't lazy. I'm living proof of that, man.
They began arriving 2 years ago in a caravan of some 22,000 people after fleeing a series of natural disasters, and a political crisis in the impoverished Caribbean nation. Denied entry into the United States, many settled just south of the border. Gustavo Banda, a local pastor, runs a shelter for Haitian migrants who continue to arrive in the city.
How did they end up in this city? Someone told them this was the safest place to cross the border. One day we gave them shelter, and they've never stopped coming.
This
You
mountainside.
heard that?
How does it feel? How
We
does it
gave them
feel? We've
We
been
gave
saying the same thing about you people, but that we were called racist. Now you got the best of the best coming.
Oh
Enjoy.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point though. Like that, yeah, you get to see how it feels. That's a great point. Damn, that's a great point. Yeah. Yeah, how you like it now? Damn, that's crazy.
Our hospitals, our NICU wards are being closed down because your women are coming here dropping babies. Communities are being taken over. Public schools are falling to shit. Neighborhoods taken over. And yes, I'm not saying all are bad, but when you have unlimited migration, we're not like, somebody said they're not sending their best. They're not sending their PhD scientists. And even if they are hardworking, it takes time to be resettled. That's still taken away from taxpayers' money. So I know they're hardworking. I get that. But still, it takes our money for you even to be established. You're taking money from the school system, from our healthcare system. All of these things come from taxpayers that Americans are funding. So even with your hard work, with all your hard work that you're supposedly doing, it's not enough to contribute what you're taking. So I'm glad the Haitians are coming there. They need to send some Ethiopians and Sudanese over there. They're really dirt poor, so they can suck up even more of their services. So
Yeah,
now they really know how we feel.
yeah, definitely. That's a great point,
And
man.
I hope each of them have at least 20 kids too.
Oh shit.
To arrive in the city.
How did they end up in this city? Someone told them this was the safest place to cross the border. One day we gave them shelter, and they've never stopped coming.
This mountainside barrio is usually a first stop for new arrivals. It's known around town as Little Haiti. Yet only a small portion of the local Creole-speaking community actually resides here.
A majority of Haitians here are dispersed across the city, where many have given up trying to enter the United States and have either enrolled in universities or started their own businesses. With nowhere else to go, the Haitian...
Look at how they're trying to act like that's the main thing they're doing here.
Yeah, they just opened their own business because they have no money. Sure.
Like if you find a Haitian in there, they're either in the university. No. Some of them are doing that, yes. The majority of them are hanging around, milling around, getting into trouble, catcalling women, harass. Could you imagine being from Haiti? Fucking goddamn everybody's fucking black as the fucking night. Kids eating dirt cookies.
They can't read or write their own Creole.
Come to this place where it's all these fucking wavy haired, fucking light skinned fucking women, and you got a schlong the size of a baby leg, and they all fucking love that shit. These women are probably fucking fascinated with these Haitian guys. Like, oh my God, like the rumors and shit. I want to see if it's true and all that shit. And so you're going to have tension between the Haitian men and the Mexican men over the women, man, because the Mexican men are very machismo, man.
The community in Tijuana now consists of around 4,000 people.
Despite the success many Haitian migrants have found, young people like Wilfred Jean-Louis say it's an everyday struggle.
There are opportunities in Mexico, only that you have to be smart. You have to search for your future. Nobody's going to come and change your life. You have to make that.
Well, no shit, right? No shit. That's the way the world works, buddy.
It's an everyday struggle.
There are opportunities in Mexico, only that you have to be smart. You have to search for your future. Nobody's going to come and change your life. You have to make that change.
Many locals laud the way the Haitian community has assimilated to life in Tijuana, adding that it serves as a model for other migrants arriving in the city. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Tijuana.
News tonight, a major development in the last hour
Hold
or
on.
so from today's.
This guy says, when Haitians were staying in the shelter, one guy tried messing with a local woman. Cartel took 30 Haitian men in the night. Now they don't gather together in large groups. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the women, that's going to be a thing, man. Like, those Haitian guys are going to be aggressive, man. That's what you're seeing in Europe with these men from the Middle East. They're not used to seeing like women walking around in mini skirts and halter tops, man. So they're like fucking like you bring in men from other cultures into your culture. It's just never good, man.
But on the flip side of that too, a lot of those women that
Waiting-
they're bringing there from Haiti, they're being sex trafficked as well. Just
right.
like they're right.
No doubt, but no doubt, because you're seeing a lot of men. The women are probably like in fucking some room somewhere, hotel room, fucking getting taking dates and shit.
Waiting outside an immigration office in Mexico City, these Haitian migrants have decided it's safer to ask to stay here rather than risk crossing the U.S. border.
I am hearing people are being deported to Haiti, and right now Haiti is very bad. They don't have a president. There are many things, so we can't go there. That's why I'm afraid, and I want to live here in Mexico.
In recent days, the U.S. has been sending more migrants back home.
This is last year. This is last year. Remember that picture came out with a guy, they were on the horses and they tried to say they're whipping the Haitians and shit. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
This is last year when that happened. So now you're starting to see that these people are down in Mexico and they starting to do their own human trafficking, their own drug selling, and it's conflict with the Mexicans. And if your black ass goes down there, they might think you're one of them.
The arrival of thousands of Haitian nationals on the U.S.-Mexico border. But not all are being repatriated. Many who have crossed into the state of Texas have been given paperwork. Who have crossed into the state of Texas are being repatriated.
Look at that picture right there, man. Imagine if you was walking down your street and you looked up on a porch and you saw this scene right here. It's time to put a for sale sign. You got this little fella, like, you ain't out the woods. He's gonna be fucking a teenager in 10 years. He's gonna be a teenager in 12 years. He's gonna be a teenager in fucking 14 years. Like, she's gonna fucking pop out a baby in a year or two. She's still popping out. Man, you might as well move.
Many who have crossed into the state of Texas have been given paperwork and a date to appear in U.S. immigration court. Though there's confusion about how authorities decide who goes and who stays.
Right now, it's not clear how they are being processed, what criteria Border Patrol is using to say who should have access to parole, who's going on the deportation flights.
This week, images of U.S. Border Patrol agents on horseback mistreating Haitian migrants provoked international outrage.
How are they mistreating them? I don't see any mistreatment. Listen, I'm telling you, if there was mistreatment, they would have shown it. They would have blasted it everywhere. You wouldn't be able to get away from it. It would be on every channel. Where's the mistreatment?
It'd be on that big TV in the middle of Times Square.
Where's the mistreatment?
Haitian flights.
This week, images of U.S. Border Patrol agents on horseback mistreating Haitian migrants provoked international outrage. Agents captured on video by Al Jazeera have been placed under investigation.
Pointing, and fucking...
That horse was being mistreated because he wasn't hitting them. He was hitting his horse. So if anybody, where were the animal rights for that horse being hit with that little strap?
This is insane. No, there's never any pushback. Like, no one ever says, wait a second. How they fucking being mistreated? You out there with 1,000 cameras. Show me some of the mistreatment.
But the real mistreatment that is happening is those farmers that live on that border. How that property is being overrun. How these people are stealing from them. Imagine you living there in a remote area. Your property is being trashed. They're breaking into your house. The farmers talk about how they're always armed 24/7. And at night,
Oh yeah.
they turn off the lights in their home because these people will come up and try to rob them. But no,
Your
the media doesn't
outbuildings.
talk about them. Don't bring up about that. But these people are being mistreated. Nobody's forcing them to walk here. They can walk their ass back wherever they came from while they're here.
Yeah,
Well, they gotta swim.
and these people leave trash. Think about when they set up a camp. When they leave, do you think they pick up their trash? You think they
Trash,
dispose of
fecal
their
matter,
yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
They just leave everything right there and move to the next camp.
Human rights observers warn that conditions for migrants on the Mexican side of the border are even more challenging, and immigration agents here in Mexico have also been accused of abusing migrants.
More Haitian migrants are expected to arrive in Mexico's capital in the days and weeks ahead.
Many are going to abandon the north and come down here to the city in search of new opportunities. So I think that migration will continue to increase, and we as authorities must do something to provide the solution that the case requires.
There is no solution.
Elsewhere in northern Mexico, people are rounded up in immigration raids and sent south towards the border with Guatemala, where more migrants from Haiti and elsewhere in Latin America arrive daily.
In these last months, the number of Haitian people arriving in Mexico has increased drastically. This is interesting because Haitians.
She's a conquistador. That woman is not a fucking Chicano. That's a conquistador. She's a descendant of the conquistadors, man. Salute to Gary Thomas, man. He says, "Hey, when these Haitians were coming to America last year, and there were black people online saying the French government should help them, didn't they fight a war to get away from the French?"
Also, what are the age numbers in Haiti? Or is it as bad as in West and Central Africa and Southern Africa?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's very young. I'm sure the average age is very young in Haiti.
He's talking about
Are
AIDS.
Oh, AIDS.
Yeah.
I thought he said
AIDS.
AIDS.
Yeah, AIDS, like HIV.
Oh, okay.
Right. Anally inflicted death sentence, AIDS.
Oh yeah, it's very high.
So all this raping and shit they're going to be doing on these little, other people.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh God.
Their footprint is going to be massive, man.
Not
What's up,
arrive.
Cook County? Are you seeing Haitian thugs on the streets of where you're at?
Nah, man, we got Venezuelans, man.
Venezuelans, are they black or are they
Nah, they like Spaniard mixed with they got they are darker. They're darker, like fair skin, whatever. But what they did do is Lori Lightfoot and all them people, they allowed all of them. They was talking shit to Abbott, so they get sent from Texas, and they also are getting sent because old boy Adams, he's slick in New York. He's sending their ass to Chicago too.
So are they starting businesses and going to the university?
Nah, man, they just smoking weed and fucking hanging out.
Yeah, that's what I figured, man.
Nah, it's bad,
Directly
man.
from
I ain't gonna lie, it's bad.
Haiti. Instead, many are traveling from as far away as Brazil and Chile.
International observers.
Jesus Christ! Imagine if you got a farmhouse on the other side of that river, and you wake up one morning and open your drapes. You look out here. The fuck?
This is an invasion. When people talk, they think they're being exaggerating, saying invasion. No, this is a military invasion. What they're doing, and this administration, along with the Republicans, have allowed this to continue for years. That's why I say America is done.
Hey, and like people don't realize like a lot of these towns are like when they say a border like town, it's really a border town. So it's literally like the border, and then across the street is your property on a lot of these places, especially like
Wow.
Texas and Arizona. So it is when people cross water, they are actually crossing into American soil, like American property.
It's the Rio
Yeah,
Grande.
the Rio Grande Valley. Yes, I've been out there. It's like that.
Yeah, it's scary stuff, man. Oh, we got Ray. What's up, Ray Wall? How's it going, man?
Yo, what's going on, huh?
Ain't nothing, man. If you opened your door, if you opened your drapes and you looked out the window, and you saw this, man. What would you do, man?
Run.
You wouldn't
Lock the
even
doors.
you run. You'd abandon your house, man.
You wouldn't take him no food or water out there? Be like, welcome to my country.
Have your wife make him some pies, man.
I don't have enough ammo to protect myself from this.
That's what's going through my mind is I'm going to need more bullets.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, because this is a situation here, Jack.
Warned that mass deportations could overwhelm Haiti as thousands return to the same cycle of violence, poverty, and political instability that forced them to leave in the first place. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
That they created and that they are bringing with them. Because never forget, we know how wonderful Haitians are, Venezuelans are, Colombians are. All you have to do is look at Florida and see the great things they've contributed to Florida.
Yeah, Kodak
Hey,
Black.
I'm gonna give y'all inside scoop, right? So when the Venezuelans, right, were coming, where we got knowledge that they were coming to Chicago. So they basically said that all the Venezuelans were being screened by the what is it, the border patrol, and it's nothing but, you know what I'm saying, respectable citizens and all this other shit. But we literally have already gotten people with murder warrants from Mexico, people that was wanted in Venezuela. We had sexual assaults of kids already by Venezuelans. And this all happened in just Chicago in the last fucking month. But they kept it, but they keep it under wraps. It's not gonna hit the media or whatever.
Oh
but
yeah,
like,
yeah. Because that's
but like,
racist.
yeah, but we know. Like they told us that like at our what is it, a little safe fucking haven or whatever for the immigrants or whatever. They told us like it wasn't gonna be any young people. Bro, when I tell you it is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and they already Americanized. They wearing Timbs. They got fucking Pelly coats. Some of them got cars. It's the craziest stuff. And it's insane it's insane, man. That we literally have been bamboozled. And in Chicago, they're giving each one like $15,000. They giving them vouchers for a Section 8. They giving them all this stuff, right? Free food. They're not even eating the free food.
Yeah,
they're Uber eating everything.
And
What are you talking
meanwhile, the
about, 15
people in
grand?
Ohio, Palestine, Ohio, are being poisoned, and FEMA hasn't lifted a finger to lift 5,000 people and give them a place to live, knowing that these people will eventually, in the next couple of years, are going to be dying from cancer. They're drinking poison water and everything else.
Man, listen, they dropped
is
these
horrible.
Venezuelans off in literally a Sunman neighborhood. They gave them free bikes. They gave them Section 8 vouchers, and they gave them a guaranteed 2 years of free housing and free food. Majority of them packed their bags when they found out they were sleeping on the cot. They packed their bags and they got picked up by cars.
Wow.
They're not immigrants. These are not no asylum seekers. These are swindlers, and goddamn, they're taking advantage of all of this stuff, and they're not even like being like
discreet.
Yeah, it's just right in the open. It's right in the open.
And not only that, think about this. They're going to be sending them to public school around children because they always lie about their age. They could be
Listen,
18 or 20
In
some years
Chicago,
old.
they open up a shelter that is literally 50 feet from a high school with all son kids.
Wow.
So they're going to be child molesters and
Oh
everything else
yeah.
because
You talking about
sexual
gonna
assault.
be? Do you understand? Like, it's no way that we screened all these people, right? It's no way.
Wow. It's crazy.
And think about this. Think about not just them, but the Haitians, and think about what we're bringing in from the Ukraine.
Oh my God.
No. I mean, I don't
Syria.
even want to think about that. But I
Syria.
will say this. I will say this. We have already caught, like I said, we already caught somebody with a murder warrant. We already caught somebody that was sexually assaulting high school kids that snuck into high school and actually just walked the halls and like sexually assaulted a kid. We
Wow.
already
And the ones
we
that
already got them.
have been caught by accident. It's not like they were targeted and they did something. No, they just tripped over these fuckers and it was like, oh, gee, look at you, you're a piece of shit. It's not like they discovered them in some, dark room with a fucking flashlight in their face asking them questions.
Nah, man, this is so unorganized and so wild. People have no idea, and it's crazy. Like the American people, especially here, they have no idea what they are covering up. It is crazy.
And think about this too. There was always the myth whenever you talked about how they're bringing in all these people how to replace us. They were called racist and everything else. And
No,
it's
we're getting
out
the
in the
worst.
open.
We're getting the worst, and
Yes.
we got a guy literally here in the shelter that what I'm saying. It's in my area. He's been kicked out of 3 shelters. He's been kicked out of Texas. He's been kicked out of New York, and now he's here in Chicago.
Wow. Wow.
And he's a pervert?
Nah, he's just a gangster.
And think about this. The Democrats are going to make sure they register all of them to vote.
Oh yeah.
They already got temporary temporary driver permits.
Driver's license and voting cards and everything else.
So they
You never
started with
heard
the
of a
driver.
driver?
They started with the driver. Hey, I swear, man. When they told us that we was getting asylum seekers, I was expecting like middle-aged women waddling in there, not speaking English and whatever it is. When them motherfuckers arrived,
It's all men.
They was pulling up in cars, 5 deep, and they was fucking getting Uber Eats and they was smoking weed. It was man. Look, I was fucking bamboozled. I didn't expect this shit. I did not.
Wow. Salute to Laura Bailey. She says Alpha Male Fave on YouTube found Jesse Lee Peterson today. Wow, sent your stuff. Mute yourself, Cook County.
My bad.
Wow, sent you stuff email. New program, Sons and Libtards mandatory trip to Africa. May appreciate USA. Okay, I'm gonna check that out, Laura. What's Mike King? Who are you, Mike King?
Yo, what up, Back? I'm from Toronto, bro. I just always follow you, so I'm just chilling in the chat.
Okay, are y'all having similar issues in Toronto?
Yeah, like to be honest, like there's one neighborhood. It's about 40 minutes from the downtown. Before it was always safe. It's full of Koreans, and now they put a refugee center. They rented it out just recently to the city. It used to be like some Ontario Hydro building. That neighborhood was mad cool. We'd hang out on the patios, drinking beers in the evening on like Friday nights and shit. And now you can't hang out there without a son, man, naked with a blanket around his body, walking around in flip-flops, smelling like shit, pulling up on our group. It's at the point now that they had to hire private security just for the neighborhood to go around and pick up all the needles and protect everybody. It's kind of fucked up now, we watched the neighborhood turn to shit, and I grew up around there, so we're all pissed,
Let's see what's going on in Toronto, man.
Yesterday's attack of an elderly woman here on Yonge Street is just the latest in violent incidents that have happened throughout the city. And it's been enough to incite fear among residents and those visiting our city as well.
We've definitely noticed quite an escalation in violence. Like, it's pretty scary.
We definitely not as tight. And this bitch, she begged for it. Them white women have begged for this shit.
Oh, for sure. This is a liberal city, bro. Very liberal.
We've definitely noticed quite an escalation in violence, and she's probably so scared to even say who's doing it. It's probably
Is Ontario worse? Is Ontario worse than Toronto?
Ontario is like the state. It's the province. It's like and Toronto's the city in the province
Like
of
the
Ontario.
capital.
Yeah, that's the capital. Yeah.
It could be 100% son man violence here, and this woman wouldn't tell you. She's a fucking this woman. This is what fishermen be talking about. These white women. This is the person behind that shit. Salute to Triton Knight. He says diversity is our greatest strength.
We've definitely noticed quite an escalation in violence. Like, it's pretty scary riding the TTC. Even having my headphones in, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like risk now that you have to consider.
In addition,
she can't even wear her fucking head. Look at that look. Look at when she's talking about it. She's seeing it in her mind, and that's
She pictured the Sun Man act. She pictured it.
And you're absolutely right. This is her fault. This is what they begged for.
And when you're a white woman in a white country like Toronto, like Canada or United States, this is Toronto. We hear all this shit about the most protected woman on the planet. If a white woman breaks her fingernail, the fucking cavalry, Green Berets will fucking parachute in and hang whoever did it. It's not fucking true. These white women have fucking made their own bed. They're not safe anymore. There's no safety for white women. They're just like a fucking stray cat or a seagull. Got more fucking safety than a fucking
We've
white
definitely
woman.
noticed quite an escalation in violence. Like, it's pretty scary riding the TTC. Even having my headphones in, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like risk now that you have to consider.
in addition to an 89-year-old woman being pushed and killed on Yonge Street last.
Who killed the 89-year-old? Who pushed and killed the 89-year-old woman?
No, I don't remember. I forget.
Chat. Who killed the 89-year-old woman? Who y'all think killed the 89-year-old woman? Chat.
I think we know, but
who pushed and killed her?
In addition to an 89-year-old woman being pushed and killed on Yonge Street last night, a woman in her 20s was suffering from stab wounds to her abdomen after being found at Dundas subway station. Police were told the incident happened at York University before she made her way downtown. A man in his 50s was arrested Friday afternoon after trying to push another person onto the subway tracks at Bloor Yonge Station.
To be honest with you, this.
Yeah, they never show who's doing anything here. Never. Never. Bro, they don't show. They will not show you.
Oh my God,
That
man.
lady, bro, that lady can't even say the word black, you know?
Yeah.
Even just the word, dude. Even if
Well,
she
no, you got word police up there.
Yeah.
You can literally be thrown in jail.
It's fucked for sure. It's fucked. I even spoke out one time recently. I said to some lady on the train, I said like an act line. I said, you know, back in Africa, bro, you only have this train because we made it, you know, show us some respect in here. And the train went fucking crazy on me, you know, they went crazy. They tried to
Wow.
remove me from the train.
Wow. Wow.
Bro, she almost hit the emergency stop button to get police involved, you know, and that's like a charge here.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, I'm
In his
pushing
50s was arrested
it.
Wow.
Friday afternoon after trying to push another person onto the subway tracks at Bloor Yonge Station.
To be honest with you, this part of the city, I'm usually afraid to come to this part of the city, so I don't come that often.
The list of violent events over the last couple of months grows longer. In early December, a 31-year-old woman was fatally stabbed at High Park subway station in an unprovoked attack.
That was a tiger. I think that was a tiger who did that one.
Unprovoked attack.
Less than a week later, 8 teenage girls allegedly swarmed and killed 59-year-old Ken Lee
There
at the
you
corner
go.
of
That was a
Front
big
and
one.
University.
That was big.
Who are the girls?
Those girls were like 14, 15, hanging out. Like they're all from different hoods and linked up downtown to just mob on like a Friday night. I think they tried to steal this man's bottle of liquor. He didn't want them to, and then they just fucked them up, you know?
Were they what kind of girls were they?
I think it's like a bunch of sun teens and maybe a couple like glider teens mixed in with them, you know? But it's rare, bro. It's rare for 14-year-old girls around here to catch murder charges like that, you know?
Yeah.
Now facing charges of second-degree murder. Since then, multiple people have been attacked at a variety of TTC stops, including what police say was a hate-motivated assault at Bloor Young Station earlier this week.
We need more, much more, and that involves fundamental changes to the resources that are allocated to mental health, to the attention that is
the resources that are allocated to mental health. God.
Yo, this guy just got caught cheating on his wife. He just got caught cheating on his wife. He just stepped down last week.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it does none of that shit matter. It wouldn't matter if he was the greatest person in the world. It wouldn't matter if he was fucking an IQ of 7,000. There's no solutions.
Availability of treatment and supports for people suffering from mental health issues, and that's just a fact. It is part of a healthcare issue, and that is the principal responsibility, working in partnership with us, of the provincial government.
Mayor John Tory suggests the incidents are in fact random and could be as a result of something post-pandemic, so should be carefully studied to try and determine why they may be happening.
Coming from a different place and hearing that news before when I arrived, because I read a lot before coming here, I was like, how are we going to do it? Being together, three of us, I feel safe, but if I'm alone, I don't know if
they need the fucking Sunman police in the subway, you know? They need Sunman police in the subway to handle this shit because no one wants to say nothing to them, but they're like, you know, they need to remove them because they just smash on fools for fun. But no one's, bro, check this out. They put more cops in the stations recently. The first day they added cops.
It's that violence in schools is on the rise as well.
Did you hear that? Listen very closely. Listen, chat.
Also.
With evidence that violence in schools is on the rise as well, unions.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Diversity is our strength, man.
I mean, it's unbelievable how dumb gliders are, man. Y'all are so stupid. It's unbelievable.
Well, some people have a giant tank of white guilt that just never seems to run dry.
Wow. God. Dog.
I don't know if I can
feel
that way also.
With evidence that violence in schools is on the rise as well, unions representing both teachers and education workers have called on the province to provide better mental health support and training for staff. The TDSB, for its part, is saying that it will be providing programs to help enhance safety in high schools. Mark McAllister, City News.
Enhance safety in high school. Now they're kids. So they've let their kids down. Think about if you're a fucking Canadian kid, glider kid. Your fucking people have let you down.
It's your parents' fault you can't walk the streets.
They're considered Canada's most wanted, and tonight there's renewed effort to put them behind bars.
The names and images of 25 fugitives have been released, nearly half of them suspected of violent crimes in Toronto. As CTV's Mike Walker reports, investigators are offering big rewards to help catch them.
They are the 25 most wanted fugitives in Canada. Topping the list is 32-year-old Abdulaziz Mohammed, wanted for the first-degree murder of 43-year-old Craig McDonald last year.
We have
this guy, man, like fucking, and you know he was with all this shit. You know he begged for this shit. You know anybody who fucking spoke out against this shit, who was trying to say, hey, wait a second, man, let's take a step back. What are we really doing here? You know he fucking called them a racist and bullied them. That's what you get, Craig.
first-degree murder of 43-year-old Craig McDonald last year.
We have continued to receive information that he's still within the GTA.
Police say McDonald was shot in a Boston Pizza parking lot near Morningside and Milner back on October 13th after an altercation inside the restaurant. Today, through the Be on the Lookout program, Toronto police announcing an unprecedented $250,000 reward for any information leading to Mohammed's arrest. In a statement, McDonald's sister writes, "Having him behind bars will not end our nightmare. Nothing will. But it will allow us to take our next step forward and hopefully ensure."
I know when this glider was on the ground bleeding out, he had to have been like, oh my God, this can't be happening. No way. I mean, what do you?
I hope I didn't stain that other guy's shoes.
But what do you gliders think, though? What do you gliders think, though? Like, I mean, seriously, no jokes. What do y'all think when you're getting, like, some of you here have been like clocked upside the head or been, attacked in public by a sudden man. What are you thinking? Like, oh my God, this is a nightmare because you asked for this. This is what you asked for.
Sure that another family will not be forced to walk this same path.
It's important for us to try to get some sense of closure for the family. I think part of that is having, I believe, Mohammed before the courts to answer to that charge.
For the first time, the Willow program is revealing the top 25 fugitives wanted by police agencies across the country, many with cash rewards. 12 suspects.
Wow, that's a very. What's the sun population in what's the sun population in Canada? Yeah.
I know they've had a large influx in the last 40 years, in the fishing industry especially.
Yeah, because I would like to know. I'm sure it can't be 13 like us. I'm sure it's not 13.
No, it won't be.
Somebody said 5%. Look
well,
at this.
Canada doesn't have very many people.
Yeah, they got 30 million. But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This most wanted list. You gotta mute yourself. Whoever's Mike. Yeah.
Charge.
For the first time, the Willow program is revealing the top 25 fugitives wanted by police agencies across the country, many with cash rewards. 12 suspects are wanted by Toronto police.
With the major rewards announced today, the loyalty of any friends and associates assisting you in evading arrest will be tested.
But there have been hundreds of tips generated by our campaigns. 400, 500, 600 tips that have come in following the launch of a campaign.
The top 10 are all wanted for murder, including Mohammed Hassan for the drive-by shooting death of Habil Hassan in Etobicoke last April, and Tommy Nago in connection with the stabbing death of Russell Sahadeo at Noble Park 7 years ago.
Investigators are not looking for evidence. They are not looking for a witness. They just need to know where these fugitives are located.
Police believe Nago is associated with this man, Brian Granado, who was number 3 on the list, wanted for a 2015 murder in Calgary and believed to be in Toronto.
We have information that they're associated to each other and that they're being supported by the same criminal organization that has national ties.
In the weeks ahead, pictures and details of the suspects will be posted on social media and on billboards across the city, hoping to give investigators the break they need.
Damn, y'all asked for that shit. Golly, man. Y'all
They're probably living in Niagara and getting a check from Biden.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. You motherfuckers asked for this. That is terrifying, man.
They didn't ask, they demanded.
That glider's fucking dead over some stupid shit. Like, it's probably the dumbest thing in the world that some man killed him for in that pizza shop. Let me get some water, man. Y'all hold it down for me, man. I'm gonna be back.
And I notice I can't even pronounce the Asian names properly. That's probably no, not Gano.
Yeah, it's like the Hmong people. My dad dealt with those guys in Vietnam.
Well, I mean, it's not even hard because you've got Andy No. It's a very famous
Right,
person,
he's a big
and
name.
everybody pronounces his name correctly.
Lefty.
You know, it's not like
Well, he's
hard
still a
name to
lefty,
learn.
but the lefties are mad at him now, I think. So, what do you think about my way to stop those kids from school shootings? Think that's a solid answer, or should we look another way?
My mind had
You
wondered
heard
what
the
was
other night?
your
My slogan was, you know how you, I don't know how many people are watching. I think we might get in trouble. I got away with it once.
These are long strings. I don't remember that one particularly.
Well, empty balls mean safe halls. All these 30-year-old women that are screwing these 13-year-old boys and not going to jail for it. What's the common denominator in all these school shootings? And every one of them kids who's doing it is not getting laid.
So
two birds, one stone.
Castration, so they can't perpetuate
No,
their
let
genes.
let these pervert women go sleep. Hey, everybody has a Mrs. Robinson. You know what I'm saying? You know what that story is from? Mrs. Robinson, from an old movie with Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
With an older woman. All right. Yeah. So let them do that. For some reason, women don't even go to jail for it. This chick got pregnant, 31 years old, got pregnant by a 13-year-old boy. Never did a day in jail.
I remember that story, yeah.
Now, switch that around. What happens to you or me?
Under the jailhouse.
And deservedly.
No doubt.
I don't know.
Yeah, they need
it's sexist
equitable
or something,
equitable sentencing. Yeah.
I also believe that if you make up a charge against somebody, you should have to do the time that they would have gotten had they been convicted. That would stop a lot of this frivolous bullshit.
You know, these fake hate crimes, these
well,
fake
or like the Duke Lacrosse thing, you know.
Yeah.
Those fucking
the fake,
boys never got their lives back.
The fake assault claims.
Yeah, SA, the greats. And not to belittle the ones that do happen, and they're horrific, and the people who do that need to be fucking, in my world, hammer time. But, you know, anyway, anybody that assaults a woman like that is deservedly of execution.
You know, they've way worn out their welcome now. anytime I hear a SA case thing, I'm like, okay, what's your proof? There's no question in my mind whether or not there's validity to it or not. It's like, okay, where's your proof? Your listen and believe is completely done.
Yeah, just because you're a girl. That's insanity. Has it started to warm up over there for you guys yet? Where are you at in the country?
Oh, it's 84, 85 today.
Degrees?
East Texas.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to move there right before I met my wife. I was going to move to a town called Zavala.
Yeah.
You know where that is?
Yeah, it's between Houston and Longview.
It's way over in the eastern corner by the border of Texas and
right by Sam Rayburn.
They're in a dry county. I know that. which I thought was pretty romantic. I think it was
If I'm
telling
not
where he was
mistaken,
still can't have
Angelina
liquor.
County is a just semi-dry. You can do beer and wine.
And that's crazy because here, up until a very short time ago, you could, well, here you can still drink and drive, but you have to be under 0.8, right? 0.08.
That's pretty
And
standard across the country.
up until like 3 years ago, you could have a beer in the car and be drinking it, but it had to be in a different container, right? It had to be in a Go Cup or something instead of a beer bottle. And they changed that finally a few years ago. But, nah, it's probably not a good idea. But we still got drive-through liquor stores. Drive-up windows, you know, where you can order a mixed drink at a 12-pack. And
Yeah, it's crazy. You can't order a mixed drink from a restaurant and take it home with you to drink, but you can drive through a liquor store.
yeah, with a drive-up window, and they'll hand it. Like I say, we get mixed drinks through the drive-through if you want. But we were the last state in the union to change the drinking age and have the seatbelt law. And
And
we
you know how
got
they do that.
blackmailed.
That's we will withhold all federal funding from you unless you do this. That's
Exactly.
how they do it.
They were going to pull all our highway funds if we didn't get blackmailed into it. So we had to change it. Because there's things that aren't a problem here. You know, the kids out here, I hate to say it, but they're raised different. We're 10 years away from where you guys are in the city, as far as what's happening in the world here. Like in my world, it's still like 20, 18, maybe 19. No, not even that far.
Well, where I live, you can
Yeah, I
go
guess
back
it'd probably be
to where I live. You can go
12,
back to
10 years.
2006, and there's 14 people on the gun memorial. It's been a long time since we did gun memorial game. That's probably something we should do sometime.
Can you look up Wyoming and see if does it have a wall?
Oh yeah, it definitely has a wall, but I can look it up.
You gonna stay in Wyoming?
What's that?
Are you gonna stay in Wyoming? You're happy there?
Oh, of course, yeah. I've been here my whole, well, not my whole life, but a long time, especially the last 20. I've been in the same town
Oh,
last
damn.
23 years. Raised my family here. Got my grandson here now. And the freedoms here are unmatched. I mean, I got world-class hunting and fishing outside my door.
Damn.
It's the most beautiful place in the world. Everywhere you look is a postcard.
Okay, so Wyoming State, going back to 2018, has like 40 people total.
Right. And we had like a 23% jump one year because it went from 18 to 23. Something like that.
Yeah, and the gun memorial for Wyoming is very glider-esque. It's the only one I've seen that's anywhere close to that. I think there's 2 or 3 Sun people, and then maybe a couple of American Indians on there, and the rest gliders. Probably
Prairie Patel.
murder, suicide, that kind of thing, domestic.
Right.
Why isn't there Sun people there?
Because it's minus 33 degrees sometimes in the winter.
Holy
Well,
fuck.
we have pretty extreme weather. And I think that keeps a lot of people out.
Oh, okay.
Minus 33 degrees with 60-mile-an-hour winds in the winter.
Oof.
Yeah, the coldest we got this year, I think, was 56 or 59 below. I can't remember which. So far.
Damn.
And then we've had probably almost 7 or 8 weeks where it's never been above 0. and then we'll have 40 to 50 degree temperature swings between sunlight and sunrise, between 2 o'clock in the afternoon and sunrise when it's coldest.
Well, we have that in Texas too, but it goes from from freezing to 70 degrees within 24-hour period.
Right. Well, when I was ranching, it actually changed over 100 degrees Fahrenheit in 24 hours. We went from 72 degrees above zero to 36 below zero. So it was, the cows didn't know what the fuck to do. They were freaking out.
Let me move along.
Yeah.
So, today was International Women's Day. International Women's Day. So let's see how that
every
played.
day?
See how that played out.
Happy International Women's Day! I'm stronger than I've ever thought. This is the part when I break free.
This year's theme, Every Woman Counts, serves as a powerful reminder that women have a place in every aspect of life, whether it be economic, social, cultural, or political. As gender equality champions on the front lines of change, you play an important role in building a future where all women and girls are free from stigma, stereotypes, and violence, have equal rights, and can do and be anything. Women and girls are finding their voices and leading the way towards a more equal, prosperous, and sustainable future for all of us. Let's keep amplifying women's voices, protecting women's rights, and investing in girls' education so they become the leaders and innovators they were born to be.
This is the part when I break free, 'cause I can't resist it no more.
Okay, so for International Women's Day, Jill Biden, man, she awarded the Woman of the Year. So today they gave the Woman of the Year to a trans woman for International Women's Day.
Well, even that montage, like
they've done that a few times.
Fourth
Didn't
frame
Bruce
was a
Jenner
tranny.
got Woman of the Year too? Remember, he wasn't even a woman for a whole year yet, and they gave him Woman of the Year.
In Argentina, Alba Ruada is a transgender woman who was kicked out of classrooms, barred for sitting for exams, refused job opportunities, subjected to violence, and rejected by her family. But in the face of these challenges, she worked to end violence and discrimination against the LGBTQI+ community in Argentina.
That's your Woman of the Year.
Yeah, women are taking L's all over the place. It's like, oh, man can be a better woman than you are, huh?
The Woman of the Year is actually a man. So let's see. This congressman, or this guy right here, he's a blue check guy. He said, Jill Biden and Anthony Blinken awarded a man with International Woman of Courage Award. These people are making a mockery out of women. This insanity must stop. So let's see the comments. Let's see the comments. Looks like some people aren't with it, but yeah. This one says next month is Women's History Month. What's that mean? Real women? It means you're going to most likely be disgraced by a bunch of women with penises that like to wear women's clothing and can't give birth. Yeah, so this happened today. The woman of the year announced by Joe Biden who's actually got a schlong or had a schlong, doesn't have a uterus, can't give birth. Mm, mm, mm. This place is fucking crazy, man. I do want to talk about Louisville, man, because Breonna, you know, Breonna's legacy, man, it still lives on, man, in Louisville. She's left behind a great legacy over there. Let's see. Here we go. Salute to everybody, man. Damn, we lost like fucking 80 people while I was gone. Shit, what the fuck were y'all talking about?
Sorry about that.
Raised by its report takes a toll on community members who regularly experience these injustices and on the officers and civil servants who serve the community daily with care and impartiality.
Tonight, the DOJ spoke to community members during a virtual meeting to address the long list of problems within LMPD. WLKY's Randall Cam joined us now in the studio with more. Randall?
Rick and Vicky, the DOJ attorneys who spent years working on the LMPD investigation are speaking out tonight, going in depth about all the ways Louisville police violated citizens' constitutional rights. It comes as an effort toward transparency with the community to break down the issues uncovered throughout the department. DOJ attorneys spent months in Louisville visiting every patrol division and riding along with officers. They reviewed thousands of documents and thousands of hours of body cam video. Among the findings, the widespread use of excessive force by cops on the street.
Officers use force simply because people.
Oh God, this whore is the one that's determining it. This guy's fucking resisting. This guy right here, or this woman here, she's fucking resisting. When they're trying to put handcuffs on you, it's not over till the handcuffs get on you.
Thousands of documents and thousands of hours of body cam video. Among the findings, the widespread use of excessive force by cops on the street.
Officers use force simply because people don't immediately follow their orders, even if those people aren't physically resisting or posing a threat to anyone. Officers also use force to punish or retaliate against people that are challenging their authority.
During arrests, officers used neck restraints against department policy. Officers let police dogs bite suspects even after a suspect was in custody. The DOJ also viewed body cam video of tasers used against people already restrained and not resisting.
We saw instances where officers tase people multiple times without justification and intentionally target vulnerable parts of people's bodies.
Assistant U.S. Attorney Jessica Malloy is based in Louisville. She found problems with the way LMPD obtains search warrants.
You notice it's all women lawyers.
The warrants in our sample, officers rarely sought approval from 19 of the 30 judges. Just 6 of the judges alone approved more than half of the warrants in our sample.
Malloy says during search warrant.
Probably because they're working the night shift and that's when they want to go after people.
6 of the judges alone approved more than half of the warrants in our sample.
Malloy says during search warrant execution, LMPD officers failed to knock and announce their presence, didn't turn on body cams, and conducted searches late at night.
That's part of that whole Breonna Taylor bullshit where they actually did announce when they weren't supposed to.
What you think about this?
Ridiculous.
Cook County.
Yeah, I just joined in. I had read about this earlier, but I mean, initially when I just saw the headline, I was just thinking like Louisville unique, man. There's a lot of rough gliders and a lot of rough sunmen, a lot of rough hombritos, and it's just all about dividing, man. Keeping some men angry.
Yeah, you see a lot of gliders on the Louisville Memorial. That is true. They all look like peckerwoods.
The 30 judges. Just 6 of the judges alone approved more than half of the warrants in our sample.
Malloy says during search warrant execution, LMPD officers failed to knock and announce their presence, didn't turn on body cams, and conducted searches late at night for no apparent reason.
It's a dangerous practice. It puts officers at risk of being misidentified as intruders, and officers are put in a position where they can misinterpret the shock and surprise of residents as a threat.
The DOJ also finding blatant...
majority of search warrants, especially no-knock search warrants, are done by like SWAT, right? The special units. Those units don't wear body cams, so I guarantee you, they're using that percentage for didn't turn on body cams or not. They're not issued body cams because you can't. They don't want them to see their tactics of doing warrants because it's a FOIA request, and then every criminal will know exactly how like the officers, you know what I'm saying, go about doing a search warrant. Yeah, tactically, yeah, right.
Going through the neighborhood.
Right. So that they're definitely using that. For no-knock warrants since 2020 at least, nobody's able to do no-knock warrants unless you're a SWAT team or something like that, special unit.
I didn't mean to step on you either.
No, you got it. Appreciate that for helping me out. Well, now,
racism during traffic stops, searches, and arrests made by Louisville police.
LMPD treats Black people differently from white people who engage in similar behavior.
So you got the Patel here. You had 2 women and a Patel. A white woman, a Brito woman, and a Patel are these lawyers that found out that Louisville's police department is systemically racist.
LMPD disproportionately stops and cites Black drivers for minor traffic offenses like equipment violations. For example, Black drivers were nearly twice as likely as white drivers to be cited for having one headlight out, almost 4 times as likely to be cited for improperly tinted.
Probably because they're 4 times more likely to actually not notice that their headlight is out and not go get it fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
That is kind of a racial thing, I think. That it's like the whole fire alarm thing. Put a battery in it, put a headlight in it.
No, from experience, man. Like a lot of us, like some people, we will get 4 or 5 warnings. We'll get pulled over. So when we pull somebody over, we're able to see how many times they've been pulled over in the last calendar year. So like it'd be like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it all comes right up there on your screen.
Right. So we'll pull over a car, we'll run their license, and we'll see like, damn, they've been pulled over 3 times in the last 3 months. And they know, they're like, yeah, I already got a ticket for my headlight. They'd be like, bro, you had 3 warnings. This is your 4th time being pulled over for the same thing. You need some motivation, and the motivation will be that ticket. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not like on the first time, majority of the time, especially in big cities, they're getting that citation.
Well, and they're also getting coupons from a lot of these big city
small
places.
suburbs, they are doing the coupons. Yep. The suburbs here, they're doing it.
So the state pays to fix your car up.
Some people are a bane. There's no solution. There's no solution, man. They're a bane on society, man. We are a bane on society.
Windows, and nearly 5 times as likely to be cited for improper tags.
This was the first of many public community meetings to be hosted by the DOJ. Investigators say even though they weren't able to accept...
I gotta say this, though. The only way you could prove that that's systematically racist is if you knew how many white drivers on the streets of Louisville were driving with improper tags or no headlights, how many Black drivers, and then divide that by how many get tickets. You can't just determine that Black drivers are being targeted just by the amount of people that are being cited.
Everybody understands how serious an improper tag is, right? an improper tag could be anything to like no goddamn license plate at all, which is a lot of times that with some people they be like, I just bought the car or whatever. Or it could be like a registration that's just not that don't go to that vehicle. And those are used in a lot of crimes. Both of those are used in a lot of crimes. No license plate and a license plate that don't match the car. So it's like you have to stop that car.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a dangerous thing, but these some people are fucking crazy. Look at how they're fucking ruining this city, man.
Drew Gardner continues our team coverage. He's live at Metro Hall with a look at where the department goes from here. Drew?
Well, Rick, there are 36 recommendations that are meant to act as a starting point for the department, and that does not include all the reforms that have already taken place. The report itself and these recommendations paint a picture of a department whose training has been inadequate at best. In all, the DOJ's final report included 5 pages of recommendations the department must take to not only get in compliance with the Constitution and federal law, but to also improve public safety and build trust within the community, something Mayor Craig Greenberg says he's committed to seeing through.
The chief and I and our entire teams will do everything possible and everything necessary
Juice Crew
to correct the mistakes of the past and heal the wounds they've left in our community.
Salute to Christy Webster. Everybody give Christy Webster a round of applause, man. Christy Webster coming through heavy on the Cash App like she always does, man. Christy Webster keeps the show alive, man. She's like, when you watching a game, you see that GE commercial, she's like Ford or GE or fucking a commercial for fucking Pepsi or some shit.
She's better than a Budweiser ad.
Yeah, exactly.
Community.
According to the report, Louisville Metro and LMPD have not given officers and other employees the support and resources they need to do their jobs effectively and lawfully, calling the training deficient and the facilities and equipment substandard.
Police officers already have difficult jobs. These inadequacies have made those jobs even harder and less safe.
In addition to improve
Juice Crew Mayor, Juice Crew Attorney General,
and less safe.
In addition to improved training across the board, the recommendations include improved oversight and accountability, use of force revisions, better enforcement of body-worn camera activation, more clear policies regarding search warrants, and creating a true crisis intervention team.
Over the past few days, the Department of Justice and my office have reached an agreement in principle that will help us guide us as we implement next steps. We will continue to provide updates as we go through this process.
The agreement includes a commitment by the city to begin negotiating with the DOJ on a legally binding consent decree with an independent monitor. It will track the city's progress on implementing the reforms. The focus of that consent decree will be worked out in the days and weeks ahead.
We have a lot of hard.
What is the consent decree, Cook County?
Yeah, it comes from the federal government, DOJ. So it's the Attorney General. What is that? Merrick Gardner and all them, Garland and all them. He comes up with it. So it's basically you're obligated to meet all these little criteria. A lot of it is like certain hours of training per officer a year. It's a lot of stipulations. It's just pandering. It's just pandering. Yeah. So the first ones that was under it, I believe, was like LAPD was under it after like the freaking Rodney King beating and all that stuff. And then Detroit was under it for a while. Chicago, we're under it right now. And it's like you start off with like a contract of like 5 years, but majority of the time it goes like 11 years because nobody meets it.
Wow.
Work ahead. It's good and important work. And we will make our city safer, stronger, and healthier.
Now, all of these reforms are going to come with a still unknown price tag. It's going to require costly facilities and equipment upgrades. But as this report noted, the Louisville Metro has already paid out $40 million just over the last 6 years in lawsuits due to police misconduct. Reporting live at Metro Hall tonight.
Jesus.
Police misconduct, not the misconduct of the criminal who wouldn't be arrested.
Man, that's bullshit too. Police misconduct and the way they pay out is like literally, you can get pulled over and just act the ass, and you'll get settled. They'll settle with you for $50,000 without even telling the officer. And they do that shit hundreds and hundreds of times a year. They just fucking be like, all right, whatever. We'll just give them $50,000. We'll just give them $50,000. We'll give them $60,000. Then you have the big ones. They be like the George Floyds or whatever. All right, we're gonna get them fucking 10 million. You know what I'm saying? So all that just adds up. It's just the city is just settling. They settling. They don't even tell us that they settle either. They just giving money out.
Wow.
Taylor's family and their attorneys tell us that they're not surprised by the DOJ's findings.
WLKY's Alexis Matthews is live for us outside the law office where the news conference was held just a few hours ago. Alexis?
Smash.
Well, Vicky Rick, Tamika Palmer, Breonna Taylor's mother, calling the 86-page report heartbreaking. Meanwhile, attorneys say they're encouraged by the findings, but both agree that it should not have taken the death of Taylor to get to this point. Now, Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by LMPD in 2020 during a raid of her apartment that happened as a result of a no-knock search warrant that was obtained with false information. The Department of Justice report highlighted that and other instances of unlawful and unconstitutional conduct by LMPD as it relates to search warrants. Now, Palmer says the information in the report she knew all along, and it's unfortunate that it took a 2-year investigation by federal authorities to bring it to light.
It's crazy that they can still
Heartbreak
lie.
all over again because I knew that to begin with.
Breonna.
But I'm just saying. But isn't it amazing that they can still lie when everybody know that wasn't no false information, that wasn't no accidental raid, there wasn't no knock, they knocked, the officers got shot first, return fire. It is like everything's out there, but they're still able to just lie.
Yep, and with no pushback.
None.
And Tamika Palmer is Breonna Taylor's mother. Nobody has the same last name as their mama in Blackiston.
I said that from the very beginning.
The only positive thing that could come from losing her daughter is that she prevents other people from that same fate. And I think that today is indicative of that. I think when the officers that have been indicted were indicted, that's indicative of that. But only when we see true change. I think at the end of the day, this report solidified what Tamika knew, is that she should be able to pick up the phone today and call Breonna.
Man, she should have got her fucking hair done. And where's Ben Crump? Wasn't that the attorney? He got the money. He just disappeared now.
He busy, man. It's a lot going on in
it's clear that she didn't get the settlement. You see her fucking hair?
Yeah, it's rough out there on these sisters, man. It was rough. Let's see what else is going on in okay. Kentucky Derby's coming up.
Investigate crimes, and if we don't go the extra mile, some other bad guy out there might do something bad.
FBI agents took over Churchill Downs today, preparing for a worst-case scenario. Nearly 24 FBI agents took part in an intense training exercise. WLKY's Manash Kungwari caught up with them and explains why this training is so important ahead of Derby.
We are now less than 2 months.
How long before they start complaining that no black jockey or no black owner ever won the fucking Kentucky Derby?
Yo, I'm surprised they haven't done that, man, because black people, they actually go to the Kentucky Derby.
We invented horse ride, man.
Look, the equestrian. We were the first equestrian.
Yeah, we were the first equestrians, man. We all the cowboys was black, man.
We are now less than 2 months away from Derby Week, and while many are prepping by buying hats and the right outfit, FBI agents from the Louisville field office are prepping with training exercises.
You lose skills if you don't use them.
On Wednesday, the Louisville Evidence Response Team spent time
And you
learning
lose
what to
funding
do
if
in
you
the
don't
case of an
spend it
explosive
all.
device, a mass shooting, and a car search at Churchill Downs. Special Agent Christopher Hubbock is the team's leader and says it's training they do 4 times a year.
We want to make sure our skills maintain are sharp and we are using our equipment, make sure it works when we go to deploy it.
Now, the job of an evidence response team is to gather all the evidence that is seen after the crime, evidence that officials say could be the deciding factor on who or how many people get charged.
When you first approach a scene, you may not know if there's one person involved, 2 people involved, a larger conspiracy is involved. So when we collect the evidence, that evidence is going to lead us potentially to other leads and other people.
Hubbock says while all of his teammates are FBI agents, they had to volunteer to be a part of this team. He says it's their way of going above and beyond to keep their community safe, which in turn is helping make sure you have one less thing to worry about during Derby Week in Louisville.
Okay, so they're ahead of it. They're acting like they're there for a bomb threat, but they're really there for sun crime. I promise you.
No, the FBI not touching no sun crime, dog.
But they're there for something. They're there. It's gotta be something they're doing about this crime because Louisville is a very dangerous fucking city.
So they're not gonna intercept any sun crime, but I guarantee you it will be like a brawl or a shooting outside or after the Kentucky Derby this year. We've been too brazen this year. It's happening.
Yeah. Let's
back in the old days, the mayor would make deals with whoever controlled this area, and the Derby was off limits. And
off the streets, out of the hands of criminals.
Crime, whereas just during that time, and it's not like that anymore, apparently. Too many bleeding hearts.
I don't think it could have ever been off limits. Maybe you're talking about white criminals, but sun crime is so random. Like he said, like it could be somebody arguing down the street from where the Derby lets out. Let's just say
no. I just mean the organized crime part.
All right, yeah, but that's not
the gangs. They knew that area was off limits. Don't go breaking into the cars. Don't go mugging those rich white folks.
Oh well, that's that. I think we're in a new day.
Off the streets, out of the hands of criminals.
That time has passed.
That's what 2 Metro Council members are aiming for with a bipartisan resolution directed at the General Assembly. WLKY's Randall Cam was at the meeting tonight. He joins us now live in the studio. Randall?
Vicky, 2 Louisville Metro Council members, one a Democrat, one a Republican, co-sponsoring a resolution which would allow for the permanent destruction of firearms used to commit crimes rather than have them placed for sale at auction. But it's the state that'll have the final say on whether or not that will happen.
This breaks my fucking
If a
heart.
gun has been used to murder a child, then that gun should be taken off the streets and destroyed.
Why would anyone want guns back on the street that has murdered a family member, a friend?
Tammy Hawkins representing West Louisville, Jeff Hudson representing East Louisville, working together to encourage government at the state level to allow guns used in crimes to be destroyed. Their joint resolution passed Metro Council unanimously. It calls on the Kentucky General Assembly to enact bills empowering Louisville Metro government to permanently destroy abandoned, confiscated, or forfeited firearms in its custody. Hawkins represents the Russell, Parkland, and other neighborhoods in West Louisville. She says gun violence in her district is out of control and hopes state legislators will hear her cry for help.
Out of control. In her,
that Russell neighborhood is the one.
Yeah, that's Breonna. That's Muhammad Ali, whatever, Boulevard or whatever. But here's the thing. Gun violence in her district is out of control. And the horse she decides to ride on, the car she decides to get in, is destroying the guns that have been used in crimes. There are no solutions. There are no solutions.
And if I was a politician, I would just be like, all right, cool, we'll destroy the guns. Don't you worry. It's new ones out there.
This is insane that this is the fucking train she decided to get on. With all
and that woman, I bet if you ask that woman, she'd say she's a Christian, right? She's a Christian woman.
Oh yeah, of course. Some woman himself.
Okay. When Cain killed Abel with a rock, did God blame Cain or did God blame the rock?
Yeah, I mean, this is not even like that. This is different. This is not even gun control. This is symbolic.
Not the gun's fault. It's terrible.
This is nothing. This isn't even gun control. This is just pure nothingness to destroy a gun that the police have confiscated as evidence in a murder or something like that, to now destroy it.
They're going to use that to go into any crime that they seize.
Okay, fine. You destroyed the gun, but crime in your gun violence in your neighborhood is out of control. What are you doing about that? Nothing, because there are no solutions. This is the only thing she can get a win at. She's looking for a W. She's looking for.
And then let's think about this too, though. In all actuality, you destroy a gun used in a murder in 2022, right? A fucking woke DA pulls up that case in 2033, 2040, and now is no murder weapon because you destroyed the gun. Exactly. What's gonna happen?
Exactly. Good point.
Troll, and hopes state legislators will hear her cry for help.
I just don't want anyone on a state level or any other level to take for granted that just because it hasn't happened to you or it hasn't been an impact to you or your family, that you overlook this.
146 people were killed by firearms in the metro last year. Some of those guns were sold by the Louisville Metro Police Department to Kentucky State Police, who then auctioned off the guns. LMPD made between $100,000 and $200,000 selling guns to KSP last year, according to Hudson. He says 31 guns that went to auction wound up back on the street. 12 of those were used to commit yet another crime.
How would you feel if your child
That's
had
a
been
good
murdered
average.
and that gun was used again to kill someone else?
Despite the passionate pleas from Hawkins and Hudson to curb gun violence by making sure guns are never used to commit a crime twice, Hudson doesn't have much hope state legislators will allow Louisville Metro government to destroy confiscated guns.
I don't think it will pass, but I'm hopeful that it would. And if we didn't show our support for it, then shame on us.
Louisville's mayor has
shame on you right now for showing your support for that, because you're blaming the gun instead of the person.
All this does is jack the price up, the value of a gun. That's all it does.
The family of a woman murdered is speaking out tonight. 40-year-old Jennifer McDermott was killed in Old Louisville early Saturday morning. It happened at Woodbine Street and I-65. WLKY's Randall Cam spoke with her father this evening. He joins us now live in the studio. Randall, does he know why someone would want to hurt his daughter?
Well, no, Vicki, he has no idea. Jennifer's dad describes his daughter as a kind soul with no enemies.
She had a good heart. She was a very loving, kind, caring daughter. She was my oldest daughter.
This is where Jennifer McDermott died. Her father says Jennifer had fallen on hard times and was living under this overpass along I-65. Joseph McDermott says his daughter was hit by 2 bullets, one in the arm, another, the fatal shot, in her side.
The bullet penetrated both her lungs.
So far, the person who fired that fatal shot has not been caught. McDermott says Louisville Metro Police detectives working to solve his daughter's murder have been helpful, but are tight-lipped about the investigation.
We don't know what caliber she was shot with. They didn't find a gun in the location or anywhere.
As the hunt for his daughter's killer continues, Joseph McDermott is left to grieve a daughter who once had big hopes and dreams. Jennifer was born and grew up in Ohio, but moved to Louisville to attend Sullivan University. Her goal was to one day become a chef. Now, Jennifer's family is faced with making final arrangements. A GoFundMe account has been set up to help cover the cost.
We're cremating her because it costs way too much to do a whole transport all the way back. And anybody that's willing to help, we greatly would appreciate that.
Yikes, man. These gliders got it rough down here in Louisville, man. Shit. Fuck.
Louisville police plan to release body camera footage tomorrow of an officer shooting 2 unarmed teenagers. The shooting happened last Monday in the Chickasaw neighborhood. Police have continued to label the shooting as accidental. WLKY's Randall Cam has been following this story. He joins us now live in the studio with new information. Randall?
Vicki, we went back to the Chickasaw neighborhood and talked with a witness. She says one of the bleeding teens tried to escape law enforcement by jumping over her fence. The witness is also disputing the police account of the incident, including the LMPD claim that one bullet fired from an officer's gun hit 2 teenagers.
I appreciate the community's patience and while we're doing the quality work and being very transparent, some of the information that's been received.
Of course, that's the police chief. Of course.
And put out there, lend to be a little bit jaded in that vein, but I'm truly committed in being transparent, and then that information will be revealed as quickly as possible.
That transparency may come Friday. LMPD says they expect to release body cam video of the incident, which involves a Louisville Metro police officer shooting 2 unarmed teenagers as they fled a garage. LMPD has described the shooting as accidental. This is the alley where police confronted the teens. Neighbors who live nearby tell us they heard 2 shots, not one, and also say that police were slow to administer aid after the kids were shot.
It was 2 shots fired, and the police stayed in that alley for hours with red tape and yellow tape. At the end of the day, they did not call the ambulance for these young men. I don't know what they did, if they did steal a car, but they did not help these boys at all.
If the body cam video is released.
So look how eager she is. If those boys had shot a fucking 1-year-old fucking sitting in a bassinet with a stray bullet and she saw it, she would not get on the news and make this declarative statement.
It is what is.
It would be like, man, this got to stop. Man, I mean, we need more. They need to do something about this. These kids need something to do out here. Oh my God, it's so bad.
We need more resources.
But because it's police, this shows you that they're not afraid of police. Because if she was afraid of police like she's supposed to be, like they say they are, there's no way she would get out here and snitch on police, because there would be retribution. She knows there's no retribution, and if there's no retribution and no retaliation, then there's nothing to be fucking scared of.
It was 2 shots fired, and the police stayed in that alley for hours with red tape and yellow tape. At the end of the day, they did not call the ambulance for these young men. I don't know what they did, if they did steal a car, but they did not help these boys at all.
If the body cam video is released, we should be able to see whether or not that account is accurate. Since the start of the investigation, authorities have said they were unaware that anyone was shot after the officer's gun discharged. Former Kentucky State Representative Attica Scott tells WLKY News she's talked to folks across Kentucky who are very disturbed. No body cam video has been released. It has been 10 days since the young men were shot.
I'm afraid it might be a cover-up. I hope that it's not. I would love to be proven wrong, but why is it taking so long?
Why would you say something like that? Why would you put that as a politician, local politician? Why would you introduce that into the public discourse?
Because that's her shtick.
Why would you?
When both of the teens fled and weren't in the area to be found as, oh my, they're wounded, how are they supposed to know they hit anybody?
True. Good point.
Doesn't make sense. This is taxpayer funded equipment that should be used the way taxpayers want it to be used.
LMPD previously had a policy of releasing body cam video within 24 hours of a shooting involving officers, but the chief says that policy was put in place by the previous administration and is no longer the current policy. Live.
I'm telling you, man, these people, let's see the body cam.
On February 20th, 2023, around 6 p.m., LMPD's 2nd Division officers received a call from a community member to respond to the 800 block of South 38th Street on a report of multiple juvenile males illegally entering a detached garage with what was reported as a suspected stolen vehicle. Preliminary information reveals that while 2 officers were conducting their investigation, they could hear movement inside of the garage and had drawn their guns because they didn't know who was inside, how many people were inside, and whether the individuals were armed. As the officers waited for backup, the garage door opened and multiple juveniles ran out. As one officer tried to stop the suspects, his service weapon discharged 1 bullet. One teen suspect was detained but refused to answer any questions. Neither the officers nor the individual detained were hurt during the incident, and there was no evidence present at the scene that would have indicated that anyone had been injured. About an hour later, a teenage male arrived at Norton's Children's Hospital with what appeared to be a non-life-threatening gun.
Oh, so like you said, Johnny, look how they leave shit out. That news report was criminal. That they left out the fact that the kid walked into a hospital on his own an hour later. To leave that out is, in knowing how dangerous these situations can get with protesting and fucking activists, that shit is insane, man.
And if I have 4 people running out of a garage, the instant, you're sitting there waiting for backup, you have no backup, you have 4 people run out of a garage, boom, you got a decision to make. What do? Do you duck? Do you cover? What do? They could be running out to shoot at you.
Exactly. Salute to Laura Bailey. She says, I sold my dad's house after he passed and got the hell out Louisville. Moved to a place where Trump and us everywhere. Guns and hell. No, I didn't vote for this crap. No guilt. Okay, so you didn't vote for this crap. That's good. Salute. Getting the fuck out of Louisville. Sounds like a fucking great place.
But you noted the start of the story. They got called to the police by a community member. In other words, by a sister.
Yep.
Teenage male arrived at Norton's downtown also with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Both teens gave multiple conflicting statements to investigators regarding how they were shot, and both denied being at the 800 block of South 38th Street.
So both teens, so you got black women ready to protest about this when both teens are saying they weren't there. Both shot teens are saying, well, I wasn't there. I wasn't over there at that fucking, at the place, at that shed. I wasn't there.
All right, plot twist. What if they weren't there? They just happened to get shot somewhere else.
Nah, these are the teens, man. But yeah.
Oh, of course it is. But
yeah. But this is just insane. They're saying they weren't there. And sisters are ready to protest and hit the streets over them getting shot there. It's just this blacklisted. Listen, Scott Adams told y'all. Saint Scott Adams told y'all, man, stay away from these people, man.
Also with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Both teens gave multiple conflicting statements to investigators regarding how they were shot, and both denied being at the 800 block of South 38th Street. Due to the multiple locations given by the teens, officers spent hours investigating at several different locations to determine if the teens had been shot at those locations. After putting together all available evidence, including body camera video, the detectives ultimately determined the teens were at the garage on South 38th Street. What you're about to view is body-worn camera footage from the officers who responded to the South 38th Street incident.
Okay.
Oh, they have a buffer with no audio for 30 seconds. This feature is intended to capture video of sudden incidents. Okay. So it's daytime. So this isn't night. This was during the day.
That's a ratchet looking place.
Yeah.
Well, they said it was an abandoned garage. That could be a nice shop.
This could literally be the last time these guys ever fucking do anything. They could die doing this. This is Louisville. This is dangerous. To think that these guys go out and do this shit every day, all day.
Think about how hyped up you'd be right now inside if you're these cops walking around this area, right?
Yeah. Everyone, the people inside are on edge. The cops are on edge.
Well, the ones inside probably don't know they're even out there.
Maybe they do. Maybe. Hey.
212 Acre Radio. Do you have another car that can start this way? We've got them trapped in the garage. Hey, I need anybody. I just need them to step it up. They tried to get out.
So now you can hear them. Now you can hear them. They're in there.
This is where they need to announce.
We're going to have multiple people. I just shut the garage door on them. I got them trapped in. I think they're probably trying to get out the window.
This is where, see, it's a fucking mess right there. Bad training.
I only heard one bullet.
We're going to have multiple people. I just shut the garage door on them. I got them trapped in. I think they're probably trying to get out the window.
Maybe.
I just came. 212 Baker, we got multiple people running. So I just came here. I just walked through this door. You got one? Yeah, I got one. I just walked. Just get him. Sir. Can you speak to me? Y'all speak to me? Please. I literally have nothing. Just keep him. Keep him.
Look how easy that was to handcuff that kid. Look how easy it was. That kid just submitted nothing. Look at.
That's what not resisting looks like.
Exactly.
Ben. Y'all speak to him? I'm gonna need a CO. Oh, say it.
So he doesn't have his finger on the trigger. Damn. That's protocol. That's what they teaching y'all, to not have your finger on the trigger. Yikes.
Yeah, that way it's not supposed to go off.
So when that door popped open, he must have saw something. Maybe one of the kids had a gun. Maybe one of the kids had a gun out. Who knows? They're gone. They got away, so you never know if they had a gun on. And they got it blacked out because they don't want you to see their faces. What a tough job, man. What a fucking shitty job.
Any one of those kids could have ran by
In
with a
accordance
box
with
cutter
LMPD procedure, the officer was placed on administrative
What a
and
shitty,
laid that cop's face wide open.
yeah. What a shitty job. Oh my God, man.
Well, we saw the footage from the guy in Australia. He thinks he's getting into a fist fight. Guy pulls out a knife, one punch to the carotid artery, and he's dead 30 seconds later. Bleed out.
Damn.
It doesn't take
Yeah.
much if you get hit in the right area with a knife. You're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the neck, under the arm, groin, liver.
Oh, here we go. We got a great story for Atlanta.
Atlanta News First.
Story of a black entrepreneur, a son-sister entrepreneur, y'all. Come in honor of Women's History Month, man. In honor, you know, our nation love Women's History Month. Women's History Month. We're gonna talk about this black entrepreneur, this black female sister bookstore owner.
Starts now.
The mysterious death of a small-town bookstore owner right here in Georgia now appears to be a crime of passion. This is 40-year-old Erica Atkins from Locust Grove. That's just south of Atlanta. Now a man is in custody for her murder, and her family says he's her ex-boyfriend. Good evening, I'm Alan Devlin.
And I'm Tracy Hutchins. Tonight, we're getting an up-close look at how police pieced together the evidence in this killing. Atlanta News first combing through the newly released arrest warrant for 38-year-old Romero Johnson. They believe he likely killed Atkins at home and then dumped her body in a different county.
Atlanta News first reporter Amanda Rose picks up the story from there in Henry County. Amanda?
This beautiful memorial is a testament to Erica Atkins' giving and loving spirit. Her family members tell me she was a go-getter who wanted to help her community. It's the reason she opened this bookstore to promote literacy in Locust Grove. Now Erica may be gone, but her legacy lives on.
My mom was my everything.
Jasmine Atkins is still in shock, unable to process that her mother Erica is gone, especially now that authorities are calling it a murder.
I can't even, there's no words that can describe that now.
She was given some loving,
Erica
all
was
right.
reported missing from her home early on March 5th.
We had enough evidence to believe that she did not leave voluntarily.
According to this affidavit released Tuesday, footage from across the street shows a large black subject in a white shirt grab a sheet or plastic lining from the garage and take it to cover Atkins' body. The next day, fishermen discovered her body in a creek about an hour and a half away in Putnam County off Highway 129. Authorities say the man seen in the video footage is 38-year-old Romero Johnson. Erica's family say he's her former boyfriend. Officers also say they found blood in his car. He now faces kidnapping and murder charges.
For Locust Grove, is very unusual. We just don't really have these things happen here.
The news is a shock to the entire community, but especially to Atkins' family, who...
So our black bookstore owner was divested. She got the hell up out of, she was halfway divested. She got the hell away up out of blackness there.
Knew Johnson. Now they want justice.
He's gonna have to live with that.
Yeah, but domestic happens with everybody.
Yeah, he'll have to live with that.
Right now, police say they're just awaiting the results of the autopsy, which they expect to get later this week. For now, in Locust Grove, Amanda Rose, Atlanta News First.
Wow.
Good evening, everybody. Is everyone ready? Okay. Today, we wanted to hold a press conference concerning the investigation that initiated as a missing person involving Nathan Miller. First, I want to start by asking our community to lift the family of Nathan Millard up in prayer, and that we're sorry for their loss. And we understand. I want to reassure the public that our detectives and our police officers have worked diligently to trace Mr. Millard's whereabouts and to interview all persons who were in contact with him, as well as witnesses, as well as gathering all video evidence that was available. I'm going to ask our VCU commander, Captain Kevin Hines, to provide the public with a timeline as well as information concerning our investigative efforts. I want to say this before Captain Hines comes up. We dedicated many resources, and we still are investigating this ongoing investigation. Our training academy, our special victims unit.
Who do you think killed this glider in Baton Rouge, man?
Well, I'm glad he's investigating the investigation, though. Who the fuck writes this guy's speeches? I mean,
who do you think killed this glider in Baton Rouge, man?
Some sons.
how did they get him? He doesn't look like,
It's a mystery, man. I think he left the hotel and they never saw him again, man.
Completed throughout this investigation. So we.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. Just want to go over a couple of things that were discovered during the course of our investigation. There are going to be some details that I'm going to leave out for the fact that we are still investigating how Mr. Millard ended up where he did and what happened between the time he was last seen and the time that his remains were located. So the report was made on the 23rd, early that morning, about Mr. Millard being missing. Our detectives immediately began to investigate. They were able to determine that at about 10:30 p.m. the night prior, Mr. Millard left an establishment downtown. We were able to track his movements by using the surveillance equipment available at local businesses in the area. We discovered that he went to the Greyhound bus station on Florida Boulevard. Approximately.
Why was this businessman in town to go to the LSU game going to the Greyhound bus station at night, leaving his hotel room, going to the Greyhound bus station at night?
Yeah, there's something hinky here. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, something.
An hour after he left the downtown establishment, at the bus station, he was actually offered help by a security guard at that location, which he declined. The security guard offered to call him a ride, offered to get him an Uber, to call the police for him. He didn't appear to be in distress. She just felt as though he was out of place. He declined that offer.
He saw him, was like, yo, bro, yo, what are you doing down here, man? Get your white square ass the fuck away from here, man. This is the Greyhound bus station. All Greyhound bus stations are seedy, man. The one in D.C. used to be seedy, man.
And he was trying to score some drugs.
Yeah, with some boy butt.
He was seen throughout the next several hours. We were able to track him to several different businesses in the Baton Rouge area. And he was last seen, the last location that we were able to put him at was about 4:30 on Wednesday morning.
Was he by himself or was he with somebody?
Exactly. What gay club did you have him video walking out of at fucking?
We are talking to anyone who has had contact with him that we can find. We are currently asking that if anybody did have any contact with him during that time, or after, that they reach out to the Baton Rouge Police Department. They can call Crime Stoppers at 344-7867. That's 344-STOP. And give the information to us that they're aware of what Mr. Millard's activities were, or where he was, or who he was with around that time. We're interested to talk to anybody who may have had any sort of interaction with him whatsoever during that time.
You're just listening in there to officials in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as they were talking about this missing person that was this Georgia man found dead there very recently after going missing, following this very, very closely.
Yeah, that glider got whacked out by a sudden, man. They just gotta find him.
New details.
So they found him. This is where they found cat dog. They found his body in here, man.
Looks very similar to that garage in Louisville.
Look at that beautiful family, man. What was this guy doing walking around Baton Rouge at night? That's why when you got a family, man, you just stay close to your family. And when you're away from your family, you stay your ass in the hotel room, man. And I know it's hard, man. I guess you're finally free. You finally got away from these fuckers for the week. he finally got away from them. And he was just like he was cruising for a bruiser. He didn't know what he was cruising for.
He was cruising, I bet.
Yeah, cruising for a bruising, man. And Baton Rouge is just not the place. Like I was in Harlem, right? If I was by
cruising
myself,
for that baby leg.
yeah. If I was by myself in Harlem and my wife and daughter were back home, I wouldn't have left that hotel room at night. Maybe to go to the corner store, but even that, I probably wouldn't have done.
Yeah, this guy was out there with an itch that he wanted to scratch, and he got bit.
Because there's nothing good after that late at night for an older guy. Now, if you're young, you got a different energy, you got a different pulse, your feet hit the street a little different ways. When you're this guy and you say you go looking for drugs, first thing somebody gonna think is how they can beat you out of it. How much money you got, like how much money you got total. Fuck how much money you got for drugs, how much you got total. And they start thinking about beating you and beating you out of a deal, fucking you over or whatever the fuck. It's just nothing good. Even a prostitute would see him and be like, "Oh shit, what you mean? You want a blowjob for $50? I bet you got like $5,000 on your fucking card. How can I get that $5,000 on your fucking debit card? Fucking $50." You know what I'm saying? It's just like you just attracting all types of negativity because you're not even you ain't young no more. You don't got that verve. You don't got that fucking that fucking feel to the streets.
Dude, he never had it.
Details are revealing the final moments of Nathan Millard's life. The Covington businessman's body was found in a vacant lot in Baton Rouge, his remains wrapped in a large carpet. But so far, police say they have no evidence that Millard was murdered. John Shurick has the latest information from police.
Police in Baton Rouge not commenting on how Nathan Millard died, ruling out murder for now. No evidence, according to the coroner, that he'd been shot, stabbed, or beaten. And yet Millard's body, they say, was found in this vacant lot in Baton Rouge, wrapped in a carpet.
So it does appear that he was left there, that's not where, most likely not where he died.
Where did he die? How did he die? Who left him there? Captain Kevin Hines.
Do you believe drugs were involved?
What's the toxicology report?
I don't want to comment on that right now. I don't believe whoever put him there. If something happened and there was a moment of panic, come forward. We just want to know what happened to him.
Nathan Millard from Covington, married with a blended family of 5 children. He'd flown from Atlanta to Baton Rouge on February 22nd on a one-day business trip and then disappeared. Investigators now say they used surveillance cameras in Baton Rouge to track Millard that night and the next morning. He left a bar at 10:30 p.m. February 22nd. And for the next 6 hours, police say, he was going from business to business. Millard last seen on video with others at 4:30 a.m. February 23rd. Police aren't saying where he was, just asking the other people in the video to come forward.
At no point in time does Mr. Millard appear to have been in any sort of distress. And it didn't appear that there was anything taking place criminally.
Millard's wife, Amber, texted me Tuesday night saying the family does not believe Millard.
Yeah, but here's my thing though, man. They didn't just find him dead somewhere. He was wrapped in a fucking rug. Like, yo, that takes more than one person. And then it's just not normal.
Just rolled him up like a joint.
Yeah, exactly. It's not normal to be found wrapped up in a rug in that fucking shed or that fucking wherever the fuck they found him at. It's just not fucking, like, I get it, they gotta withhold certain shit, but
well, these two are husband and wife, correct?
Yeah.
Look at their body language. Isn't that a little weird?
No.
They're not actually touching. They're standing there like cousins or something.
No, that's not weird to me.
No arm around her. Nothing.
They could have taken 100 pictures. They could have been like snap, 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 and that could just be the one picture you see. That you can't. You gotta be careful with reading too much in the pictures, man. But
well, it's also they have 4 kids too, so
exactly.
Yeah, but they're blended. Does that mean they were from before?
Yeah.
And maybe he was just out partying.
I believe Millard died of some sort of accidental overdose. We're all just heartbroken, she wrote, not believing that all of the.
So say he died of an accidental overdose. How the fuck does he get wrapped up in a blanket and put there?
That's the 3 or 4 people he was with that went, oh shit.
Maybe.
And they didn't want it tied back to their hotel room or their apartment or wherever he ended up at.
And whatever business trip he was there on, the business was done, because on a business trip, you're not out partying until 5 a.m.
Yeah, no, he wasn't definitely. He was there to see the game. He was there to watch a game.
A pair of crooks caught on camera playing a high-stakes game. Police say the women you see in this video robbed a man that they just met at a casino.
So this happened back in December at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, and that's where we find Local 10's Rosh Lowe live in Hollywood with a closer look at the surveillance. Rosh.
Wait until you see this video. These women were really rolling the dice because the video is so clear, which makes me believe that their number will soon come up, and not in a good way.
Who are these women? The Broward Sheriff's Office, they want to know. These women hit the jackpot, all right.
It can happen to any guy. We go out, we drink, we have a good time. You wake up, everything's gone.
So cops say
that sure can happen, man. That happened to me one time, man. But I didn't have a lot, just some, like a cell phone. This was like in the early 2000s. Cell phone and some, I think, a couple dollars. Chick woke up, chick was gone. Everything was gone. I mean, my cell phone, my little bit of money and whatnot. It's it can happen.
Which female rapper bragged about doing that to men? You know, getting them drugged up. Cardi B.
Yeah. This girl didn't drug me, but she still stole my shit when I woke up and everything was gone.
Oh, she didn't drug you with drugs.
And I saw this chick one time, like after that, in the mall with her boyfriend, and she was just chilling with her boyfriend, and she turned around and saw me because I had already seen her, and I was just sitting there looking at her. She said, "Oh shit!" She didn't say it, but her face said, "Oh shit," and she looked like she was about to fucking like. She just looked like she wanted to jump out of her skin, and like she like grabbed, like she
scared the shit out of her.
Oh yeah. Well, no. A time before that, I had seen her. I had seen her in walking down the street, and I hopped the curb. I had a my car. I hopped the curb and tried to hit her. And she said, "You're scaring me! Oh my God, you're scaring me! You're scaring me! You're scared!" Started screaming and shit. Like it was like near an apartment complex.
And this is old Ock, where he's like, "Good bitch, I'm glad you're scared." Rah, 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 rah.
Nah, I didn't say nothing. This is the apartment complex, and I was so mad. I was so mad that I wasn't expecting to see her either time. Either time I wasn't expecting to see her. It wasn't like I was stalking her. I just happened to see her, and it was like that
You just
time.
figured, fuck it, vehicular
Yeah.
homicide, here we come.
No, I was so mad, man, because this is like early 2000s. Cell phones back then are different. It's not like now where just a cell phone is like every 5-year-old has a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Back in those days, it was still kind of like a big thing to have a cell phone. And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So her stealing my cell phone, that shit like that was like a big thing for her stealing
That hurt
me.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just like I seen her and I'm oh shit. And I pulled up. I was gonna pull up beside her and be like, bitch, da 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 da. Da. And I just fucking energy just took me onto the curb and I hopped the curb and like I stopped like this close to her. She's like, "You're scaring me, scared." Started screaming and shit. And I was like, all right, I peeled off and shit because she started getting loud and making a whole bunch of noise and there was people around. People start, you know what I'm saying? So um the next time I saw her at the mall, and she just grabbed her boyfriend and was just like, "Let's go this way," and she walked away. And I was just like, "Damn, man." But yeah, this wasn't a drug situation. This was a hookup situation. This girl did that to me, man. I woke up, she was gone with all my shit, man. That shit. It make you feel like you were violated, man.
Emasculated.
It's the ultimate violation, man. Yeah, man. I was mad as shit at this bitch, man. But I didn't know where she lived at. I didn't know because it's just a hookup. I didn't know where she was from, what the neighborhood she was from, really like that. Um, I knew what area she was from, but I didn't know exactly where she was from. So I wasn't stalking her. It was just I happened to see her twice, and it was just like weird, man. It was just crazy because she knew what she did. And that shit can happen. I mean, a lot of guys ain't gonna tell you that. That shit can happen, man. That shit can happen, man.
They want to know. These women hit the jackpot, all right.
It can happen to any guy. We go out, we drink, we have a good time. You wake up, everything's gone.
So cops say a guy takes 2 women home from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, but he didn't get lucky. When he wakes up, his watches, gun, even his sneakers are gone. Now watch these women in this guy's home. You can see him opening the fridge, maybe a late night snack. Cops blurred his face. It's obviously been a long night. The crooks are taking a big gamble here. They are clearly caught on camera. The evening is done. And the women, they get away with the loot. Watch the end here. The women are running away. But odds are they will be caught, especially after this video has been released. The message here is clear. Be careful who you take home. You could be taken for everything, and that's after you leave the casino. Cops had to blur the woman running away barefoot. Her dress got caught up in the moment when she escapes. These women now on the run, dealing with the house's money, and we're not talking about the casino. All right, and when they were inside of the home, these women doubled down. They went in there, they took whatever they could, and then they split. But now, police putting out this video, and this guy had really high-end cameras. So if you recognize these women, police want to hear from you. Pick up the phone and call Broward Crime Stoppers. That number is 954-493-TIPS. We'll have more reaction, more video for you at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight.
It's a jungle out here, man. It's
Isn't
dangerous.
anything sacred?
Yeah, it's dangerous out here, man. It's a jungle, man. Just make sure you make wise decisions out here, man. Make wise decisions. Stay your ass in the house.
Don't bring skanks home to your house.
Don't bring skanks home. Don't bring skanks back to the hotel room. Don't bring them back to your house. Just, it's a jungle out here, man. Salute, man. Peace out, man.